What's up? What's happening, everybody? K Mega 405 back again live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. Won't be going on the long type of rants like I did yesterday, but I do have a lot to say. I was hoping and waiting for my brother Viper to come on through. He haven't hit me back. He hit me like, when we starting? And I said, all right, man, well, let's go up like at 3:30. And then I didn't hear from him, so I was like, all right, let me do some other stuff. And so when I said that I was going to be playing, I was going to be showing some gameplay from Tekken, for some reason my Elgato is tripping out. Maybe it needs an update or something like that. So I was trying to show my gameplay from Tekken. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to use the Elgato just to show you what I was going through. You're going through Tekken for the last 2 nights, me playing season 2 of Tekken 8. Yeah, I'll just play replays while I'm talking about these games. So which side was I on? Oh yeah, I was Zolfina. Anyway, so getting through that, hopefully Viper will come through Discord. If not, you know, we'll just say what we gotta say. So I gotta mute this because I'm hearing this in the background on my end. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so first things first. I wanted to, because I was getting into it a little bit with Ubisoft and their comments, and you guys know, you follow me, that I'm a big Ubisoft fan. But listen, man, I don't know what's up with these gaming companies always constantly putting their foot in their mouth with stupid stuff. I mean, it's crazy to me. But yeah, that was not a good comment, especially when Ubisoft is in a position of struggling the way that they are. And their comment was basically talking about I want to kind of read it word for word. Let me see if I can get to it. Let's see. So oh, okay. Ubisoft has insisted that buying a video game does not give the players unfettered ownership ownership rights to it, only a limited license to access the game. Okay, listen, man. Ubisoft is not in a good position to be opening their mouths and saying anything stupid like that. I mean, for the most part, a lot of people are starting to understand that, especially with these games going in when you pay money into these games and then these games just shut down the way that they do, it kind of basically just gives you this indication that they just, I mean, yeah, you spend your money into these games and then these games just go away. Yeah, like I don't. That's why with the hard copy situation, it never really made sense to me in this era of where games have to get patched and so forth and so forth. Like, it's just not the same. So yeah, no, you really actually don't own the game's rights. I mean, I think it's kind of the same way with the with movies. Especially with the digital movies. I mean, there was a big crazy situation that happened between Sony and Discovery, where they took down all of their stuff. And so all those people that bought TV shows and from Discovery Plus or whatever, like, they're gone. And they've spent, telling how much money that people spent for that stuff. So it's like, yeah, digital content is definitely one of those things that is, it's not cool. But it's just the reality of it. That's why I'm a person that's advocated for digital for like subscriptions. If they're going to make these claims and say this stuff out loud, okay, fine. Then it's one of these things to me where I have to make a decision on certain games that I want to buy, certain games that I want to support. And if you have a subscription service, if you don't have a subscription service, and then you have this type of ideology, then maybe, you're going to alienate gamers from even buying your stuff. So Ubisoft was in a really stupid position for saying something like that, and especially with their situation going on with not having enough, not a lot of people not trusting if Ubisoft is even going to be around. I mean, let's just say that, I know that Tencent is huge, a big company and whatever, but let's just say they want to roll back, and Ubisoft is one of those companies, especially if the games is not coming out doing well, and Tencent want to back out or something of that nature. I understand that there's that they have a deal already in place or something like that, so I'm sure it's something that'll last for a little bit. But it's just for that claim to say this when they're in that turmoil is just really stupid, and it really does come back to what kind of rights do customers have. And if they don't really own the games outright, what's up with you, TLOU? If they don't own the games outright, if we don't own these games outright, which I already knew this, it's one of these things that, like, you're gonna lose a lot of trust from customers, man. You're just not. I understand that the digital age has benefited, but it's also diminished qualities that customers have been accustomed to. Yeah, I mean, I like digital content for the main reason for, there's not a lot of clutter. You don't have a lot of this and that. But man, I don't know, man. These companies especially these gaming companies just love, and it's not just gaming companies, but these companies love to say stupid shit out loud to try to make it seem like, well, you know what? Hey, we're the ones in charge. And they act like the customers are going to just accept it. Now, again, with certain games, they will. Most games, they will not. And this is one of the reasons why Ubisoft is in a position it is. And you're talking to a person who is a Ubisoft fan. I'm a EA fan. If you look in my library of games, I probably have, if not next to Xbox games, I have probably second is probably most likely going to be Ubisoft. And then after that is most likely probably be Bandai Namco. So it's nuts. It's nuts to say something like this. I mean, it all goes back down to what they did with the Crew, with the Crew 2, when they shut the servers down for that. I don't know. Just a dumb comment. Just a really stupid comment. And I just don't understand. And this is already getting annoying, but that's okay. I don't know why my Elgato was not recording these games. It was not recording it without recording this stuff. It's annoying. But anyway, I'll just keep going through and let you just see the gameplay. I don't know, man. Just wild to me. I mean, just this whole, except for the Xbox showcase, this whole my thoughts today is just bizarre old world type of situations. Like I don't understand it. Like the Nintendo with what they're doing, the Breath of the Wild being $90. Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre to me. And for people to defend this craziness, it's even more, it's just more like there's fanboys and girls for everything, or stands as I call them, for everything. I get it. But there's just some things that just absolutely shouldn't be defended. The three things that I'm going to first talk about, like what Ubisoft just said, should never be defended by anybody, except for the companies that's over here making the money off of the customer. But customers themselves that defend something stupid like this, they should never be listened to. For any Nintendo fan that would dare defend, well, this is an upgrade, and yeah, it's $90 when you can go somewhere and get the Breath of the Wild for what? I don't know how much it is now. I mean, I might need to look it up, or somebody look it up for me. I think the last time I seen it was like $35. 35, $40. I know on a sale, it's definitely, I seen it on a sale at one time and it was like $30. So I'm sure that Nintendo don't really drop too many games like that, but let's just say it's $50. So to go to a upgraded system and say 90. And then you also have the situation with PlayStation dropping The Last of Us 2 yet again for 110. A collector's edition for 110. And there's people defending it. There's people defending it. That's what's the craziest thing to me. People are defending this garbage. I mean, listen, and this is the one thing that I always crack up at, is the people with damn excuses for everything. Everything. They just can't just accept to take the L or just to say, yeah, that's not a good look. No, what they got to do is they got to sit here and try to make a whataboutism to try to justify for their stupidity. But thinking that this is good for the consumer. You want to have another collector's edition? I mean, Sony has been doing this with The Last of Us and for other games. Okay, whatever. But this is what, like the 7th, 8th, what? 5th to 8th time that we've seen The Last of Us remade? This doesn't make any damn sense, people. What? Like, a book? The excuses about, because I'm clamping the Ubisoft dumb comment, Nintendo, what they're doing with their older games still being charged as new games because of their upgrade, and what Sony's doing. I'm clamping them all together for all these people that constantly wants to defend it because it's their platform of choice. What? It's not normal, guys. It's not normal. It don't make sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to defend this. And then when you have the PlayStation community that try to sum the stands on that community, that comes out and try to say, well, it's no different than Skyrim. Listen, hold up, wait, let's pump the brakes. I understand that PlayStation gamers feel that their games their games don't stink. That everything from PlayStation is upgrade is highly superior to anything else. But let's get this in order. The Last of Us 2 is not Skyrim. Skyrim is one of the most beloved games of all time. It is an elite title. Not only I'm defending it because it's an Xbox game now. No, I'm defending it because it is just what it is. It is in the tier of the Grand Theft Autos and the Zeldas, the high tier Zeldas, and it's not. The Last of Us is one of the most controversial games that ever came out. And the gaming media wanted to force it down your throat to say that it was the game of the year, that it was it's one of the best games ever made. It's this, it's that, and it's that. It was one of the most controversial games ever made. Matter of fact, you'll have an argument where people will tell you that they think, I'm included with that Ghost of Tsushima was the better game. I'm definitely. I mean, listen. I thought The Last of Us 2 is a graphical marvel. It is a fantastic work of tech. Naughty Dog is superior in that form, but the storyline, the way that it was going, the way it went, no. It had too much controversy. The whole leak gate and all of that, and the gaming media wanted, because they wanted to defend Sony the way that they did with the whole leaks thing. Just last year. That the media was like, we're not going to talk about the whole Insomniac leaks because it's not fair, but they leaked everything that they could about NVIDIA and everything else. Listen, I'm not, you ain't going to hit me with that bullshit. This is the reality of it. The point of the matter is that the gaming media try to force us to like The Last of Us 2. Not saying that The Last of Us 2 was a bad game. It was not. But to put it in the same, but for any stand to get into this conversation to try to put it in the equivalent of Skyrim is asinine. It is dumb. Not even close. Not even close. When Skyrim came out that year, there was no competition. There was nobody that was saying, "Hey, look, this game is better than Skyrim," except for, I'm talking about overall. When The Last of Us 2 came out, there were people that were debating that there was not only Ghost of Tsushima, but I forgot what the other game was at the time, that people were like, "Man, I don't know. That Ghost of Tsushima. So stop it. Stop trying to defend this garbage of Sony just kind of to keep on trying to justify this ignorance. It's not even, Sony's not even hiding it from you anymore. Like, it used to be cute. Like, they used to, this is, $10 upgrade. No, man, $110 for this collection. Listen, if this was a collection for $50, hey, I'm not tripping about $110 as though this is a this is new title type stuff. Bro, is there anything extra within the game? No, it's just no new content. No new content. You get items, which the items look good. Why was this not? I'm so, bro, I don't understand this. I don't understand this, PlayStation, Nintendo gamers. I don't get it. As a person who is a huge fan of Ubisoft, I'm coming out and letting them know that they saying some stupid shit. You're not in no position right now. Listen, Assassin's Creed Shadows is absolutely fire. Love it. Love it. Star Wars was good, but it was broken. So broken, I couldn't even show it off when it first came out. So I had to wait a couple of months. And then when it got patched up, it's good. But I'm over here playing Metaphor and playing other games now. Listen, no. So the best thing was to let Assassin's Creed cook. The games that people want from Ubisoft, you're not giving them, but except for Assassin's Creed. That bastard beat me. I forgot about that. I had to get my revenge. Oh yeah, it's revenge time, baby. Anyway, so again, it's one of these things for me. I'm willing to, again, I get called this. I've been called everything under the sun, regarding for me being an Xbox fan. But I know when Xbox do something stupid, then you just call it out. Like, yeah, man, this isn't, I'm not digging it. I will never come out and say, I'm done with Xbox. I'm through. Man, you know how many games I spent on Xbox? I'm not done. You know what I'm saying? So, how big my library is with Xbox? Are you kidding me? I'm selling my Xbox. No, I'm not going crazy like that. But if Xbox does something wild, it's got to be called out. So PlayStation community, Nintendo, can you call it out? I know you're excited. What's up with you, Big Bad Mo? I know you're excited. I know you're excited for the new Switch. I'm cool with that. But you got to stop letting the fuckery, stop frauding the public by trying to make a defense of this type of action, because this is what the industry wants from you. They want yes men and women to be, we'll do anything just for you to give us your games. Oh, there's tariffs that's going to be kicking everybody's ass all over the world. And you want us to spend more money? When people got bills, people got car payments, there's people got mortgages, got rent, got groceries, they got kids, they got all that shit, man. You talking about give me $90 or give me $110 and yet give me, you know what, you buy my game, but you don't actually own it. So when we shut it down, we don't want lawsuits, we don't want you crying. Are you kidding me? Hell no, gaming industry. Hell no. This is absolutely diabolical. This is motherfucking ridiculous. Xbox said some crazy shit like that. Well, you really don't own the license. Well, you know what, Xbox? It's Game Pass for life. I ain't buying another goddamn game from you. Because if you ever get a hair up your ass to say that you want to shut down the servers on games that I've sit there and spent money on, that's you know, their first IP, then I can't trust you. So Ubisoft, I can't trust you now, bro. I can't. As much as I love Ubisoft games, I love Ubisoft games. Love them. Which I was. Oh yeah, I was right. I was Yoshimitsu through this phase. But yeah. Oh, no. Can't trust you. So Ubisoft Plus, there you go. And maybe that's what you want us to do. Maybe that's what you want us to do. It's a safer bet for you and also for the consumer. You know, I don't know. So so I just got to be selective. I am not going to allow these games. As much as I love gaming with everything in my heart, I love gaming. I will be a gamer to the day I die. But I'll be damned if I sit here and get railroaded over and over and over and over just because some CEO wants to sit his trifling rich ass and want to get him a new yacht. No, ain't happening. Ain't happening. And I don't know which one is worse out of the three. They're all bad. I don't know if Sony, Nintendo, or what Ubisoft said is the worst. I really don't. They're all equally as bad in my opinion. Well, no. I don't know. People in the chat, please let me know who do you think is the worst out of these three? With the stupid ass comments from Ubisoft, the ridiculous audacity from Nintendo, and the desperate, lame, tired ass, keep repeat, rinse and repeat, another one from Sony. You know which one's worse. They're all diabolical. It's man. Hey, I can't. I really can't today. I'm on demon time today. I ain't gonna be 2 hours long demon time, but I'm gonna be. But this is damn it. This is garbage. I am so pissed off by these actions. Now again, I own Breath of the Wild, right? And I do believe I have the DLC. So what I said yesterday about Nintendo trying to be slick and trying to hit people over the head for $20, $30 for their upgrade, I don't think that's far-fetched now. I was over here like, man, would Nintendo go ahead and try to hit the gamers who's already bought the game over the head for $20, $30 when at least Sony says, look, man, we're going to do $30. We're going to do $30. Well, I mean, we're going to do $10. I still don't like it. Still don't like it for what Sony, but at least $10 is not as bad. Like the upgrade for it was the PC version for Horizon Zero Dawn. $10. I went ahead and I paid the $10. I was like, well, let's see. And it looked visually, it looked good. I mean, it looked great. No question. But bro, Nintendo gonna try to go 20, 30? Then they're gonna lie to their customers. They have their CEO out here smiling and they're, the tariffs don't. This is just the indications. So what you're telling us, Doug Bowser, is that you dumbass people from the West, you're just gonna spend because you want it, because you got the money to spend. Nah, son, I ain't got the money to spend like that, even if I have it. Omar says it's He said it's Nintendo. He said they're really smelling themselves. Yeah, they are. They're smelling themselves. They are really feeling themselves. This is what I said yesterday about these gaming companies, and all three have done it. All three have done it. Xbox got a big head after the 360. Here we go. We're gonna screw over the consumer, and then we're gonna talk shit and tell people that, well, hey man, you know what? Here's a 360 if you can't afford an Xbox One, or if you can't play online. Just dumb. And then forced to connect on the gamers. Dumb. Now we beat that on with a dead horse. But we ain't beat Nintendo or PlayStation with the dead horse enough. Because PlayStation 3, hell, PlayStation felt themselves, listen, get a second job, you want a PlayStation 3. What? Bro, what? What did you just say? Man, you go to hell. That's what I tell you. You get the PlayStation 4, they had some act rights. They seen that the 360 was the real, true, beloved console. It wasn't the best-selling console, but it was the most beloved console in that generation. There's hands down, everybody knows it. Even the stands know it. The Wii was a sensation. It was the most sold console, but it was not the 360. Nintendo, well, but back to PlayStation. PlayStation had some act rights. Man, we're about the consumer. Hey. And then they have great success with the PlayStation 4. Kick ass at the end of the generation with a great lineup of games, and then next thing you know, here they go being fat cats again. They talk good and everything, and then they slowly just make fools out of the PlayStation community that constantly defended their fuckery because they keep saying their games are coming, and the games just kept repeating and repeating and repeating. Then you got Nintendo, and I don't like to jump on Nintendo all the time. I mean, because there were so many others that I did podcasts with that always had this disdain for Nintendo for whatever reason, when Nintendo saved gaming, actually, back in the days, after Atari's crazy debacle. So Nintendo will always be beloved by me. It ain't ever going to be a main console for me. It never was. It was during the NES. After that, it was Sega, PlayStation, Xbox. Well, I should say Sega again, then Xbox. Now it's just Xbox main. Everything else is secondary, third, whatever. But I'll always will have love for Nintendo. I'll always will show some respect for Nintendo or whatever. But this is crazy. I know when people was over here talking about, man, this was a good fight. I really enjoyed this fight with this dude. It was fun. But I had to get my revenge. I had to get my revenge from this PlayStation bastard. But let's go. Anyway, let me get to that next slide. Whoa, boy. I put on left, it was right. Anyway, but what I keep having a problem with Nintendo is that Nintendo, like when people start talking about the cardboard and all that other stuff, but that's optional stuff. This stuff ain't optional. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo comes out here, get a big head because of the Wii, get it. Then the Wii U comes, a total worst out of the generations. I would say, out of the big three, Nintendo had the worst collapse ever. There will be some that'll say the Xbox One still sold well. The Series X and S still sold fairly well. Like, I mean, selling close to 40 million consoles. 35 to 40 million consoles is not a bad feat when you only sold 12 to 18 with the Wii U. That is awful. And here comes the Switch, which I tried to tell people from the multiplayer, try to tell people on GRG, try to tell people on Next Podcast, try to tell people in other podcasts that I was on. Hey man, this Switch is going to it's too kiddie. People ain't into the kiddie. Man, Nintendo's games are just too undeniable to not want to play. And look at the success of the Switch. The Switch will outsell the PlayStation 2. It is what it is, right? And then here comes Nintendo having a big ass head again and talking about, well, we're going to, you know, we get it with the tariffs. That's why I say I'm going to get the console. But your games, bruh, you're tripping. 1 or 2 games a year, maybe just 1 game a year. And it's only on sales, brother. It's only on sales. It's never going to be Nintendo does not have a game that I want that bad to where I'm going to pay $80 for it day one. They do not have a game in their library that I want that I'm going to pay $80 to $90. They are out their damn minds. And other gamers should be feeling the same way. Other gamers should be feeling the same way. Other gamers should be feeling the same way. Fight night should be happening hopefully this Sunday. I say that, I know I say that all the damn time, but Fight Night's coming back. It's hopefully they'll come this Sunday. I don't have anything planned. Yeah, you see, I'm fighting for my life, boy. This PlayStation dude what's his name? JoJo's World or whatever. He was tearing my ass up, bro. I was like, good God Almighty. Great fights, though. I loved it. These are the type of fights I live for. Just enjoyable. So yeah, I'll show you wins and losses. It ain't no big deal to me. Did he get me? I don't know. I think he did get me. Hold on. What did I do? Chop. Yeah, he got me. He got me. Damn it. We went the distance. He got me, he got the distance. I would like to play that again. I will most likely play him again, but it was fun. That was a fun match. I like playing good matches like that. That was fun as hell. Anyway, so, and especially when I take it to distance, it's whatever, you know, we take it to the distance, we go all 3. Those are the matches I live for. Anyway, so, but yeah, I'm not, but Fight Night's coming back. I'm saying Sunday night, hopefully. There's no distractions or anything, or company or whatever. I can just get to it. I think the Thunder's last game is, I think, Sunday until the playoffs. But I think that's in the middle of the day. Anyway, regardless, I plan on doing Fight Night Sunday. So anyway, regardless. But back to my rant. Just listen, guys. I'm never going to tell a gamer that they should avoid gaming, or they shouldn't play this, they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that. I will never tell a gamer that. But what I will tell gamers, though, be smart. Listen, I mean, listen. I love this game you're seeing here. I love Tekken. I love the Tekken franchise. Yes, I know that there's a lot of people pissed off at season 2, and that's why I'm showing this gameplay. I'm like, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna figure it out. I don't care. There is some things that are annoying as hell, but I'm still playing until the game, and I'm just gonna do what I do. Because it's just because I love the franchise too much. But I'm never gonna tell a gamer, oh, stop playing Tekken, you know, hey, give it a break. It's not like it's gonna go away. But I will tell gamers, listen, have some common sense, guys. Have some common sense. Think about what you're doing. Because this is not only for being so naive, thinking that these companies are going to back off. They're only going to take and only want more. So when Xbot and others that would make the point of saying, look, these companies aren't your friend, I get that. He's totally right. Now, when he would say that, it would be because of reasons of he would always talk about how Phil said that they were going to bring the VR and they didn't. And yeah, they should be ripped by the coals for it. They shouldn't have said nothing about that. They shouldn't have said nothing, right? But we can't keep allowing to have people to justify these games being as expensive as it is, or telling us that, well, we want to start charging people games by the hour. No, listen, I you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to be up in nobody's pockets or nothing. But listen, I see people that's over here driving, you know what I'm saying, a 1980 something bucket, And they're buying your games while these developers is over here driving in Jaguars, having enough money to start other businesses. That ain't right. So you're telling me that it's okay to buy out the gaming community, the people that support you, but if they don't make enough money to buy your games, they're irrelevant to you? Think about that, gamers. That's what they're telling us. And I don't want to hear these stupid ass excuses either about, oh, well, games in the 90s and the 80s, they were, especially in the 90s, they were $144. Those were imports. Games normally cost anywhere from $30 to $70 it's according to what the game was. If it was a Japanese import, the game's going to cost higher. No doubt. But when that's what the thing about Nintendo, what made Nintendo so successful, because they didn't have games that was ranging like that. Games normally cost that. And listen, nobody's, even though I understand it, because people talk about inflation when they was trying to defend the $70 price tag, right? I get that. But then, the product has gotten worse over time. There was no, there was no excuses back in the days of the NES in the 80s and 90s because there wasn't games being patched. But there is definitely no excuse now when games can be patched, or you can delay the game to make sure that the game runs as perfect as it possibly can. But you're still asking for max dollars for us, give us half-ass product, and then tell us to wait for the game to be patched properly in order for us to feel justifiable for our purchase. But yet again, you have the audacity to tell us, well, you paid for a bit of the license. You don't really own this game. So therefore we can cut it off anytime we want to if we're not making the money that we think of, and blah, blah, blah. And then you have these people that will defend the fact that this is why we need hard copy games. Well, that just makes your hard copy irrelevant. Then you have the other side that's telling you that's why we don't want online games. We need other games. And then sometimes it's almost justifiable. And then that's why you have a group of gamers that's just saying, look, man, hell with the new way of the gaming sector. And I'm just going to play retro old school games. Because at least I know when I put this game in, when I plug in this old console and put in this disc or cartridge, that game is going to work. It may be broken. It may crash. It may be this, but the game is mine. So if we don't own the license, Ubisoft, if we don't own these games enough to where we feel like our purchase is justifiable, then why the hell are we paying extraordinary prices? I mean, come on now. Let's just be realistic about this. Yeah, I don't appreciate anybody. I do not appreciate a big conglomerate telling me, well, we need more money from you, but we can half-ass with you. No, it ain't happening. It's not happening. So I don't appreciate a company that's telling me that you own this game, but we got to pay more for an enhancement when I'm buying your whole console. It was the same thing about when I was tripping about with PlayStation stands about why you got to pay for an upgrade when you already the console. When I paid for the console itself, it's an upgrade. The haptic sticks, damn it, I paid for the haptic sticks. This console is mine. I paid you $500. I paid you $500, $550. You got a PlayStation Pro. You paid $700, $800. That's yours. You mean to tell me that the games that I own, I got to pay you more because of a feature that I sold my support to pay? I paid for your I paid for that haptic stick. I paid for your enhancement, and you're telling me that it's not good enough? I got to pay you more? See, this is the crazy thing about this. Xbox did some crazy shit like that, paid $10. the gaming media and everybody's in an uproar. In an uproar. I don't know, man. It's nuts to me. I think that gamers need to wake up that's defending this. You know, I listen. You cannot. I would ask me to come on your podcast if you like to debate it. I will do it, and guarantee you that I'll win that debate. It don't make sense. What about the money, the income, this, that, and the third? I get that. I get that. That's why I'm saying, okay, so you got the $70 price tag. All right. Okay, game, you know, the one excuse was $60 games were, you know, we've been had that for what, 20, 30 years or whatever the case may be, $70 games. Okay, all right, cool. I'll find my way to work around that. Not bootlegging or pirating, just find a way around it to find deals. But in less than a generation, you're asking for more money? And then the big thing is going to be, and this is something that we have to pay attention to, because if people support this, let's say that Nintendo just raked in, because Nintendo fans will buy these games at a huge clip, like they did with the Switch games, with the original Switch games, 20, 30 million. The gaming industry has no choice they have a choice, but their investors says, you ain't got no choice, buddy. You ain't got no choice. You ain't got no choice. And so then you looking at something where Xbox is looking like the greatest value to a lot of gamers. Even now there's PlayStation gamers that's out here saying, look, man, this Xbox thing is looking pretty sweet now. Play anywhere, all this and that. And that's why I was trying to make the point, not the last my thoughts, but the one before that, when I was saying, look, play anywhere. If you're going to sit there and raise up the prices to $70, $80 or whatever, to $80 for a game, at least you have the option of putting games on 2 different platforms or more, actually. Because if you do play anywhere on for the games that go on PlayStation, the games that go on PC, games go on Xbox, games go on your on the cloud and so forth, then okay, I'm not going to knock that, because there's a value behind it. But to come and say to me that there's, you know what I'm saying, but for Xbox to come and say, well, look at the market, man, everybody's having $80, $90 games, so we should do it too, but yet we gonna cut play anywhere. Xbox Game Pass is for the win. You're not, you've moved out of, you stepped out of the realm. You stepped out of the realm. You stepped out of the realm. And so I hope Xbox doesn't do it. I hope Xbox is all about this economy centric gaming platform style that they're going with. Because that's what's going to make them win. That's what's going to make them the darlings of it, because that person that has bills to pay, that has a life outside of the gaming sector, that just wants to buy a few games a year to sit there and maybe buy some games for their kids, or just for themselves, or just for, you know what I'm saying, just to get away, let those people be recognized. Because those gamers have been a big essential part of gaming for the very beginning. And some of these rich tycoon assholes is trying to price these people out for whatever reason. It's garbage. I don't want to hear excuses when you keep trying to tell people that there's more efficiency within Unreal Engine 5 with AI. It's supposed to help gaming be easier and cheaper, but yet you're still trying to tell me that it's it still ain't enough. Listen, I get for the new consoles that's going to come out, that's going to be expensive. I get that, because again, I've made this point of saying Gamers ask for bigger, they want better, they want more. You see the stuff that with PC, you're looking at the 40 series cards, the AMD cards, the Intel cards. And listen, I'm not even going to bring up the 50 series. The 50 series is an absolute disaster. NVIDIA, see, this is again NVIDIA coming in here thinking that they shit don't stink because of the 90 series, and they was over here overcharging for those cards. Even though those cards were bad, these cards, the 40 series are extremely great. But now you over here trying to be cute, and then you over here acting like they don't smell, like they shit don't stink, and now they're getting exposed. On top of them losing trillions of dollars because of everything else that's happening outside of gaming. Man, let me just keep this. I'm just keeping this 100% real with you. See, this is the part about taking that man got me against that wall, and I could not get out of that. I was so pissed off. I was like, man, I want to play him again. Anyway, what else was I saying? And I did, and I think I had the same thing happen to me again. So I got caught up in the wall, and I couldn't beat him. Anyway, but that's I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of pricing gamers out. That's why I love the fact of what's going on with Game Pass. I love the subscription services. I think that more companies should do it. I think Capcom should do it. Bandai should do that. Because listen, it's just not right to sit here and to say that gamers deserve to be, you know, that not everybody's included. When gaming has always been about inclusion. Always have been. In the sense of, you know, everybody gets to play these games. Now we've gotten in a great position of where we got games to where it's we got a lot of great games. But again, making my other point about the consoles, I get all that about the consoles being more expensive. I expect this next console to, and again, PlayStation already set the tone with the PlayStation Pro. There's not going to be a console under $700 now. There's not, unless Xbox tries to make another cheaper version, which I think that the S is out of there. I think the new S for Xbox will be this handheld. That's what's it going to be, which is probably a smart move for them. But regardless of that, I just don't. I don't like how I don't. This is for the first time. I'm always about what gaming is doing going forward. With innovation and things like that, I'm still all about that. But I am not a fan of this approach of where gamers are getting priced out because of greed. I'm not a fan of that. I am not a fan of that. So let me see what Sapo had to say. He says those meta scores. He says these reviewers complain and demand high fidelity with 0 bugs. That stuff takes time and money. This is just my opinion, but everyone is complicit in this. No, that's why I said about the consoles itself. They do have a demand for that. So when the consoles is priced that they are, I can't say nothing about that because Pandora's box is open. But see, this is the thing about what Nintendo has done. Nintendo is bringing you a PlayStation 4 quality, Xbox One quality-esque console and asking you for whatever the new consoles or these standard consoles are. Well, no, even more than that, because hell, the standard consoles now are $70. What Nintendo is asking you is pay us for less, which they did with the Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, they did it. Nuts. It's nuts. Nuts. So I don't know, man. I you know what I'm saying? Like, I respect your opinion on that, but it doesn't make sense to sit here and to tell gamers on one end, yeah, you got me. Got me good. Damn it. I played this person multiple times actually. It kept going back and forth. I got the ultimate, I got the overall win, but I ran into this person about 3 or 4 times last night. pretty fun. Because every time we played, it was played with different characters. So let me go off of it. So let me go and get off of Yoshi. Well, hold on. I did find this. This was one of those. I don't know. Some told me this guy was cheating, but he probably wasn't. I have no idea. Sometimes I know who's cheating. Sometimes you don't know. But the one thing I did, but this is one thing I wanted to show with this. Big Bad Mo came. See, he saw with the last time I had Fight Night, which was a while back. I was playing Tekken, and he brought up the point of like, why is it that you're in ranked and these people can use these buttons? Like, and I never really paid attention to it until I'm like, I just knew that sometimes it's annoying. Like, God damn. But he's right. Like, what in the hell? Why, once you get to a certain point, we're dominators here. I'm over here trying to rebuild up all my characters' levels up. Like, as I said, I had everybody higher. And then had my 4 main people like over Fujin and the other one. I forgot what the ones after Fujin. But I just was like, I'm just trying to build up my characters again. You see, I got a 6-game winning streak. And this person's over here. We're both dominators. There should not be anybody past, I feel, assault or assault, whatever the other one. After warrior or assailant, you should not be able to use your buttons. You should not be using the one-hit buttons. Because that's what's one of the reasons why they use, why I think that they use those cheats where you see the people turn the buttons on and off. Because I played those type of people all the time. When you're in the lower levels, this is where they dwell there. I'm pretty sure they're everywhere. But good God, man, it's annoying as hell. And I'm like, yo. But yeah. Anyway, but I don't know, man. I don't like that. But Sapo, I get what you're saying, but we did ask for that. So when the consoles is at this price, and then you got people that's bragging about, oh, the PlayStation Pro this, the PlayStation, and I get that. If they don't want a PC, they rather have a console, and I get that. That's fine. But don't bitch when you see when the PlayStation comes out with their new console and it's 700 plus. Don't complain when you see the Xbox coming out and this 700 plus. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Nintendo's already come out with their console. They're coming out with their console in June, so you ain't got to worry about that for a while. But then the next phase is coming, is where these games are going to be higher and higher and higher. Peripherals, higher and higher and higher. And you're getting some things that's more advanced, but you're still getting more of the same too at that. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Well, in the lower ranks, I ain't tripping about it. But but yeah, honestly, you're right. It shouldn't be the one button thing at all during rank. I just never really thought about it. But it wants you to. But it also, what Tekken wants to do is want to get more casuals involved into it. So, a casual rather have a one button attack move or things like that. And I get that. But once you get to a certain level, then it should be over with. It should be, once you get past a certain level, then there shouldn't be there. And I mean, when you're playing at a higher level, when you get to the higher levels, you see less and less of the buttons, but you still see them. It's crazy. I'm like, good God, are you kidding me? So anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I rather learn the hard way, and sometimes that's why I might get my ass beat sometimes, but it is what it is. I just can't. I don't get no satisfaction of cheating, of cheating ever. Now cheat the government, that's different. But cheating in competition in games and shit like that, or just trying to be bad to people or whatever. There's no reason for that. I don't see no purpose in it. Cancel takeaway, they cancel. As to quick play. No, casual takes, casual. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, casuals go to where the casuals play and play quick play. Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And now I'm over here like, golly, I got to mess with Shaheen again. But actually, Shaheen is a little bit better than what I remember when I was playing with Shaheen. Like I was having some struggles with Shaheen, but I kind of went through with Shaheen in my little phase last night. But anyway, so I don't know, man. It's just It's annoying. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I've gave my points on that. I just think the gamers need to be very careful about what's there and what we're approaching to. I don't think the gamers are realizing what's happening right before our eyes. Like these companies is over here trying to really actually hustle us in some some categories. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do appreciate what Xbox is doing. I appreciated it when they first came out with Game Pass. I'm like, oh my God, I can I can I can get these games later, uh, but I can play them now. That's just great for just gamers who for gamers who just want to experience something different. You know what I mean, and have the opportunity to play other games and stuff like that. So whatever. But yeah, but the whole Last of Us thing too. My last point on that. Then when I get to my last topic, talking about the Game Fest, or not Game Fest, but the Xbox Showcase. Um, PlayStation tripping. I don't like it. I mean, listen. I, I I stop it. Don't compare The Last of Us 2 to Grand Theft Auto uh to um to Skyrim, to none of that. None of that. None of that, bro. None of that. It's shit. So yeah, I don't do that. Don't do that. Those games are nowhere those games are in a higher category, higher tier. Um, but you know what's crazy? Sony wouldn't keep doing it if it wasn't working for them. So I don't know, man. It wouldn't work for PlayStation. Listen, if it didn't work for PlayStation for them to keep bringing these games back over and over and over and over and over again, they wouldn't keep doing it. So obviously, there's a market for it, and it's crazy. Now, I I've been a victim of it for because I will get The Last of Us 2 for the PC version, the true definitive version. But when I get it, it's only going to be like $40. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. Um, I did not buy Ratchet and Clank, the last one that came out on PlayStation. So I got it on PC, so that was my first time. But The Last of Us, I got The Last of Us 3 times because I got the PlayStation 3 version, got the PlayStation 4 version, and then I got the PC version. Horizon, it got me. Now, I only paid $10 extra for that, but I got it on the PlayStation 4, got the advanced version, and then I bought the PC version. Ghost of Tsushima got me twice because I got it on PlayStation 4. Then I got it on PC. And then I'm trying to think of what else. Spider-Man, the Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales. I didn't get Spider-Man 2. I was waiting for the PC version. Um, so yeah, I'm a victim of it as well. I won't be no more because I'm not. I'm just waiting. I'm not doing it no more. For like, Sony, you like Play Anywhere change. Xbox changed the game for me with Play Anywhere because I mean that's when I was bringing up yesterday about how I was kind of going crazy. I was double dipping, quadruple dipping. I was always, you got to prove that you again. And I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. You know. And also, like I'm saying, I'm a graphic whore, so I want to play these games at the best, except for like games like you see me playing Tekken. That's on my Xbox. So I mean, you can see right there, you see the X right there. So um, I or Call of Duty or something like that or whatever. Like multiplayer games, except for Forza, I like playing Forza on both on my Xbox and on my PC. So where am I on the right side? But so yeah, but this what PlayStation has done with Like oh yeah, Death Stranding. I got Death Stranding twice. I got Death Stranding on PlayStation 4, and then I got it on got the director's cut once he started talking, because I wasn't going to buy another Kojima game. I was done with Kojima after he did that disrespectful shit talking about Americans only care about guns and all that. And I'm like, bro, that's how you got into the game. It's because of you using guns and things of that nature. Like, don't be mad because, you know what I'm saying, Death Stranding didn't gravitate like that. You know what I'm saying? And when the time that he said that, right? And so I got when he added the pew pews into the game, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what's popping. So then I went ahead and I got the director's cut on PC. So yeah, like I've been a victim to it, but like games like Ronin and some other PlayStation games, like I said, Spider-Man 2, others, one time now. I'm just getting them on PC. Helldivers 2, PC. Not even worried about it. Not even worried about it. So, yeah. So, I just don't like the fact that if this was $50, $60, I would like, damn, they hitting y'all over the head again, you know, and they kind of giggle about it. $110. $110. Man. No. Okay. I'd like to hear y'all's comments about that too, for the people who will listen to this later. I just think that is nuts. But let me go ahead and talk about Xbox Game Fest, or not Game Fest, but the Xbox Showcase. I talked about the Fan Fest yesterday, so I'm not going to repeat all the stuff that I said yesterday. So let me go move this up. Oh yeah, he got me. Damn, that Yotsumitsu got me. And like that. Anyway, I'm cool. I mean, I'm excited about it. I know that I've seen Dirt post a video, and you know, he posted on social media as well about I guess that there's PlayStation fans that's out here talking about, well, there's no need for Sony to have an event because Xbox games is coming over, because I just seen that what is it? Indiana Jones dropping on PlayStation, and you know, they're the best version of is the Pro. Come on, man. I listen. Stands are a ridiculous breed. They are petty and fickle and just say some really stupid shit, bro. Now PlayStation doesn't need a show because Xbox game. So now Game Pass fodder is important to y'all, because I mean that's what y'all say, because I mean that's a game that's on Game Pass. Man, it's so y'all so desperate. Yeah, the PlayStation stand is so desperate right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, y'all lost Xbox lost the console war, cool, whatever. Oh, that motherfucker got me with that one. I saw it and I knew I was cooked. When he came down with that, I was like, God, I can't sidestep it fast enough. But now to make it, we don't need them because whatever Xbox shows, it's going to come to PlayStation anyway. So now y'all give a damn about Xbox games. It's just a testament of how Xbox has turned it around when it comes to their game library. And this is why PlayStation is doing what they're doing, and Xbox is going to sit there and dominate. Like, I mean, I know that a lot of people don't like, I know that a lot of Xbox gamers don't like what Xbox is doing. I mean, listen, I've talked about that over and over again. Like, I'm not a fan of it either, but it just, the strategy just makes sense. It makes too much sense. And especially if they do Play Anywhere, to where you, for Xbox gamers who buy, because then think about this, because let's say that Xbox does allow Play Anywhere on PlayStation games, which I don't know if they can or not. They just might not do that over there. But if let's say that they do allow that, like you got an Xbox account, you own the game, and that game is going to be played there. And PlayStation, there could be some PlayStation guys that'll try to be slick about it and say, oh, you know what? Well, I'll just buy a cheap Xbox. I'll just buy the handheld and then I'll get that. But you're still investing into the Xbox ecosystem and you're investing into an Xbox hardware. And if not, you're buying the game outright at full price. So if Xbox does the play anywhere with PlayStation games, I I I mean that's a beautiful thing, but that's also a wild thing, and Xbox is going to win that argument either way. So the showcase that is coming out, like I'm looking forward to what other games come about. I'm ready to see if there's going to, if they're really going, if they're finally going. Maybe Killer Instinct will be will be announced for the new console or something like that. So yeah, that might be something. Because I don't think that'll come out at the end of this generation. I think it'll come out next generation for sure. But there will be another Killer Instinct. It's coming. But I'm just ready for that announcement so I can get very, very excited. ready for the GOAT of fighters last gen to return. Because yes, as much as I love my Tekken, Killer Instinct was the best fighter that generation. I know some people will say Guilty Gear Strive and no. Killer Instinct was the best fighter. I love Mortal Kombat 11. I thought some people might say Mortal Kombat X. No, Mortal Kombat X was they hate Tekken 8 Season 2, but they love Mortal Kombat X. Stop it. Stop it. That you should love Tekken 8 Seasons 2 then. Because that's what Mortal Kombat X was. Gameplay wise. So anyway, I just, I'm ready for that to be shown at some point. I don't know. I'll get to predictions at some other point, but I mean, it's a good look. I hate the fact that there's no fan fest, but that's, it was just like I said yesterday. Xbox is on their demon arc now. They're just kind of like, you know what? We're just going to move on, do stuff, cut costs, and just do what we want to do. So it is what it is. So yeah, I'll work on predictions later. I'm excited about it, of course. I mean, I know Xbox is really cooking right now. This beginning of this year has been absolutely outstanding. They have not dropped a whack game. Even if you're not the biggest fan of Atomic Fall, Atomic Fall is not a bad game at all. They have been just starting off with. I mean, you can go back to just starting off with Stalker 2. I mean, hell, go back to the DLC the DLC to Starfield. I need to go finish that. It's good. It's beautiful. Graphically, it's just insane. I'm glad for the Jeep and stuff like that. But what just makes Starfield absolutely just insane is just the scope of the game. And then they just keep adding more and more and more to it that just makes the game more fascinating. But I mean, just going back to the DLC from that, I mean, just going back from just last year, actually, all the way from Hellblade 2, I keep saying High Five Rush, everything else at this show, just been solid. So now for the games that they've even also added on Game Pass, so now you look at Stalker 2, you got Indiana Jones, which Indiana Jones was great. Avowed, I can't wait to really dive in and Avowed after I get done with Assassin's Creed. For what I played I played about close to 10 hours. Well, no, I won't lie and say that I played that long. I probably played about 5 hours. And I was enjoying it. Then the PC started acting weird on me. I talked, I told you guys how I felt about South of Midnight. South of Midnight is fantastic. I am glad seeing there's more and more people that's playing the game and saying, oh yeah, this game is pretty much like I hope I'm not repeating. Yeah, no, I guess I played the person twice. This game should be up for Game of the Year so far, right? Like there's still plenty of games that's coming down the pike. And then the Ninja Gaiden 4 that's going to be coming out, the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Man, there's just so much content right now that is almost overwhelming. And then you got Doom that's coming out. Then you have Expedition 33, which I'm really stoked about that. I'm just as stoked about those three games. The games that was the games I was mostly excited for, there wasn't a fighter, was Assassin's Creed, South of Midnight, and Expedition 33. So I'm just, oh my God, like I cannot wait to play that next. So yeah, It's just so much to play, man. And then you're gonna see more about Ninja Gaiden. You're gonna see more of Ninja Gaiden 4. There's just we'll find out about if there's gonna be a Halo remake, all that stuff. Like I haven't really paid attention of everything that's supposed to be coming up. I just been looking at the stuff that's been going on in gaming and just what's happening. Within the space while I'm just playing these games. So I don't know, man. We'll find out. I'll look and dig and see about what is supposed to come and what's a prediction of something of that nature. But I'm excited for it. I just don't like when people say stupid stuff like, "Hey, you know what? PlayStation don't need a showcase." What? Yeah, they do. You bragging about a game? You bragging about another version of The Last of Us 2? I mean, listen. Soul aside, I'm excited about that. I'm going to get that on PC, but that game is not going to sell. PlayStation gamers not going to buy that. We know it. We know it. So, you know what I'm saying? He says, I'm just waiting on the new Capcom fighting collection. Oh yeah, no, that's a must. That's why I said anything that's not a fighter. Like there's all these fighters that's coming. I'm getting every last one of those fighters. So even though I'm tripping out about I'm not tripping out about it. I'm just cracking up at people tripping about Ronaldo and then this other, I don't know if he's a DJ or a content creator that's into the new Mark of the Wolves. The game still looks good. I've had a couple of chances to play the betas, and I have not. So, but I mean, that's still a day one for me. So I'm looking forward to that. That comes out here pretty soon. So yeah. So anyway, Elena Sir X. You know what I'm saying? She's coming to Street Fighter 6 in June. Yeah, I know that. Matter of fact, what game is that? There's a game that's dropping. Oh no. Elena's dropping around the same time that the Xbox showcase is coming. So yeah, and she looked good. She looked good. I love the fact that Street Fighter brought back that classic the classic Street Fighter 4 map where in Africa, that was one of my favorite maps, and that was one of my favorite all-time maps in fighting games. That map was incredible in Street Fighter 4. It was, well, I think it was a Street Fighter 4 Ultra. It could have been a Street Fighter 4. Was it Street Fighter 4 or was Street Fighter 4? I think it was probably Street Fighter Ultra, maybe. I don't know. It did Street Fighter 4 map, where it's Africa and it was the moon and it was the eclipse. I love that map. That map is one of my favorite maps of all time, man. Of any fighting game map. Oh yeah, no, I know it's about Power Stone. Listen, but it's hey, the Marvel versus SNK, the Millennium. Oh my God, man, that is a fantastic collection. And even though I've been sitting on the Marvel versus Capcom collection, I went ahead and I this is why I love Play Anywhere. I had to go ahead and had to double dip, so I got it on PC first, but then I went ahead and I got it on the Xbox. But so I'm waiting for. So Sir X-Man, you gotta let me know that you got the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, so we can go ahead and run those on Xbox. So what I would love for Xbox to get is the Virtual Fighter. And I don't know if they would call it something else because it came on PlayStation first a few years ago. It just dropped on PC this year. So hopefully that Xbox will get the Virtual Fighter Showdown or whatever, the Revo or whatever they want to call it. It's really, really good, you know, especially when there's so many people that's having a problem with Tekken right now, Street Fighter. Hey, you saw that map was in Third Strike. You know, that's one Street Fighter that I have not played that much of because it didn't come out on. It came out on. What console did it come out on? It didn't come out on the PlayStation 2 at the time. It was arcade. Because I played it at the arcades. But I never had it on I never had Third Strike on a console. Never had Third Strike on a console. So, and I'm trying to think if anybody could tell me which console did it come out on? Was it on the Dreamcast? Because it wasn't on PlayStation 2 at the time. and it wasn't on the OG Xbox. It came out on the 360 later, because I do have that. It came on the 360 later, but by that time I'm playing Street Fighter 4, so I didn't play a lot of Street Fighter Third Strike. I know a lot of people love Third Strike. Like some people think that is the best Street Fighter. So that map came on there. So yeah, okay. So that's why I wouldn't know that. I thought that map originally came on to on Street Fighter 4. So that would make sense. You said you got the Marvel Versus collection already. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I got it. I've been at it, but I got it. The week that it dropped. So yeah, so we're gonna have to play Dreamcast. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say it had to come on Dreamcast, and at that time I was already done with the Dreamcast, and I was moved on to the OG Xbox and PlayStation 2. So yeah, so that makes sense. All right, so let me go ahead and fast forward. There's a match that I want to show before I get out of here. There's really a couple I wanted to show. That's why I was downloaded it. As you can see, I was getting down last night. I played, I don't know where I start at. I started with him. And I played all the way to this. Like I had me a session last night. Where is that match at? This bastard here. I couldn't beat her, but I was like, what the hell? Like just so quick with that reaction of the kick. It was just nuts. Man, what happened to you, Viper? I was waiting for you, brother. I was waiting for you. No, I sit there and hit you up, man, and you was like, go ahead, say something. Hold on, let me see. Okay, well, now I've got to put your audio in here. Hold on, let's see, audio capture, because like I had to reset everything. Hold on, let's see. Oh, keep talking. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you, but nobody can hear you from where I'm at. So they can hear you. But anyway, so what's been going on with you, brother? While I get this fixed. It's been rough. Huh? All right. So what did you want to talk about? Because I was pretty much done with what I was talking about. So it was a good thing that you hopped in, right? Because I was about to get on out of here. So I want you to go ahead and have your point of view, so I can go ahead and let's see.
Well, all right. So I know you already talked about the whole Nintendo debacle from last week and early and yesterday.
Yep.
And I just feel like they're doing their Sony arc back from the PlayStation 3. So you know how Sony was like, oh well, you need to get a second job in order to buy the PlayStation 3. I think Nintendo is doing the same damn thing here and bringing up the game prices that, oh God. I mean, I think previously on GRG, I previously stated that I'm not buying any brand new games at cost. There's no way, because me being poor, me having to work for a living, me having to go to school. I mean, come on now. If I'm gonna go play games, it's gonna be cheap. And so there's not gonna be any $60 game, $70 game, $80 game. No, I'm not even going to 100. I think, like I said, the last time that I ever spent $100 on something was getting you the Shut Up edition of what was the game again? Was it It was the Marvel game. Yeah, that was like SOCOM.
Yeah. Which one? You said it's like SOCOM. SOCOM is a
no, shooter. not SOCOM, but like
the Marvel collection.
XCOM. This is like XCOM. The one that had Daredevil.
Oh, oh,
and
oh, 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 oh. You talking about Midnight Suns? Yeah.
yes, Midnight Suns. That's the only one I bought for $100, and that was gifting that to you.
Yes.
That was it.
And I loved it. Thank you so much. That game is
And
fantastic.
I'm never going to buy another anything that much ever again. So no, there's not going to be any $80 games in my future. No, definitely no $90 games. I'm waiting till the sale goes. And if Nintendo does not want to put their games on sale like they normally don't, then hey, I don't need to go into their ecosystem. Period. If
Yeah.
Microsoft starts to charge $80 for games as the standard edition, I'll just get it in Game Pass. Screw 'em. I'm not going to waste my money on a company that does not want to be pro consumer. If I'm not gonna buy Sony products because they're not pro consumer, why would I buy Nintendo products when they're starting to be non pro consumer? Screw it. I'll just do without gaming. I'll stay on the PC and I'll go for the Steam sales. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I think that's and I'm with you on that. Let me answer this question. Big Bamo said, "What's up to you, Viper?"
Hey, how you doing?
Sapo asked this question about Tekken because I was just showing my gameplay replays. I was trying to record all this gameplay, but for some reason my Elgato is tripping, so I'm recording. So anyway, so I'm just letting it roll. But yes, they said that they're going to do an emergency. I don't know if it's a rebalance. I think they said that they were going to do an emergency patch to a couple of players, but not all of them, coming up here in the next 10 days or so. So there will be something that will happen. But, as you can see, as you see me playing this person found out the full exploit. Like, I'm like, holy shit, I cannot avoid that crazy fast motion like that. And then they catch you in the air and then they just I'm like, damn, that's fast. Because I've played with her before, but I haven't used her to use that move. So I don't know if that's a new move that's been added to enhance it or what. I don't know. But I couldn't beat this chick, whatever. I couldn't beat this person who I was playing with this chick. I was like, oh my God. Now, with another character, I could have beat her, but not with Brian. I was fighting for my life. Anyway, go ahead, Viper. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. And going to your fighting games that you talked about yesterday and what you're talking about now,
Mm-hmm.
this whole changing up of what you have as a winning formula, that's also getting under my skin as well.
Yeah.
Because how in the world do you come out with a complete game? And I'm saying it's complete because of the fact that when it came out, everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved how it's balanced properly. And now you have now you come up with this stupid update that changes everything. It's like, wait a minute, stop. Back in the past, when like you were talking about Battle Arena Toshinden yesterday, we were talking about the original Tekkens yesterday, and even Killer Instinct back in the day. How in the world when you come out with a complete game that is your game for that point in time? Don't try to change up the formula in the middle of the game and then you get rid of your entire player base because you're just screwing them over just because of the esports people. If you're going to make changes like that, some drastic changes, do another game. Go to Tekken 9. Don't screw it up because right now you're alienating the people who have been with you for the longest time. And now you're trying to, appease people who have the I would say the notoriety, the fact that they're on the main stage of an Evo event and they're promoting your damn game. Okay, so you want the promotion, but now you're screwing over people who play it religiously, and now it's like your community is going to get smaller and smaller because you've just messed up the game. It's no longer balanced properly. So that's another thing that's upsetting me with the fighting game aspect of it. Is like, come on, don't screw it up. You have a winning formula. Don't mess it up. Stop listening to the vocal minority and listen to the silent majority, because the silent majority, they're the ones that are happy with your game. The vocal minority, they just want to screw things up. And this even goes further over to with Microsoft, how they used to listen to the vocal minority, and where has that gotten them? Nowhere.
Right. It's got them to where they're on, as I say, the demon arc, where they're just not going to listen to anybody. They're going to do what they want to do now.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. Sapo is saying Capcom always patches their games before a huge tournament starts. Well, yeah, and I know that. Like, it is that, and that's what I was making my point yesterday about this whole thing about, like, there's and this is what trips me out, is that the Evo people they're the minority, and they're the ones that wanted the game to be patched in the first place. So then when Harada and them did patch it, they're like, you know what, we're just gonna go bananas. Because when they had Tekken 8, when it first came out, from the beta to when the first season, perfect. It was fine. You had a good balance of offense, a good balance of defense. You had, people could find exploits, whatever. The one thing that needed to be patched up was the cheaters, and it may be a couple of buffs or whatever for a couple of other characters for people finding these exploits. Okay, that's fine, but they're over here wanting to boycott Tekken now because of these patches and changes. You're the ones that done it. Like, if they would have just done minor changes. If they wasn't told that they didn't make the game more offensive or whatever the hell that it was. So they listened to someone to where they felt like they wanted to make these changes. It's no different with Street Fighter. Like, you got people that's still talking about Street Fighter 6. Like, I mean, the same people that was like, okay, they're leaving Tekken 8 and they're going to Street Fighter 6, and they're going over there, and the Street Fighter 6 community is over there saying, yeah, you left that to come right back to where you to come back over here where the same thing is happening over here in this community. I mean, stop the over crazy patches. Now, I'm not tripping out about them adding extra moves and things of that nature or whatever, but to make it to where, like, we're getting more and more away from what makes fighting games great, in my opinion, and that is having a strategic having different types of style of fighters, gamer fighters. I'm more of, like I've said before, I'm a strategic type of fighter. As you see, I'll grab your ass. If you want to get muddy and combo me to one end to the other end all day, I'm going to muddy up the fight. You know what I'm saying? I want a tactical back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I'll grab minimal, but if you're going to just juggle me around, I'm grabbing your ass. I'm going to catch you because you're all about your combo, and I'm going to catch your ass. I'm going to get you. And I'm going to muddy up the fight to make it as disgusting and slow to my pace as possible. So,
but K-Mega,
yeah.
The thing is that, all right, look at what they did with Tekken and then Tag Tournament. You've got mainline Tekken, and then you've got Tag Tournament.
Yeah.
So why not, if you got people in the Evo category that want to have these type of changes, how about this? Let's do another offshoot. And this is what is specific for Evo. Okay? Instead of mainline Tekken, let mainline Tekken be for everybody that is part of your main
group. That might be a lot of work. I don't know. That might be a lot of work for them because they already got a balance of things else as well. But
yeah, you got Tag Tournament, right? Why don't you give them Tag Tournament 3 and let that be for Evo people, and then you have mainline Tekken for everybody else.
I don't know,
because just like you have Forza
into these fighters now, in the sense of balancing and things like that, and it's taking games longer to make, in a sense.
Okay, well, I mean, how much longer does it take to do a story type Tekken versus just Tag Tournament Tekken? Because you still got the same assets, you still basically got the same moves. It's just like the balancing.
Tekken 8 they used the Unreal Engine 5 with Tekken 8, Tekken 7. didn't they used Unreal 4, and that game came out 9 years ago. So at the arcades, and then it finally came to consoles, and then it it had life for 5 years, 5 6 years. And so like Tekken 8's going to be around for good, I say 5 years at least.
But
5 years at
what I'm
least.
saying, is that if you've got the assets from Unreal Engine 5, you've got the same moves that you have in Tekken 8, but you make those changes that they want from the Evo people. You put that into that tag tournament. So you'll have Tekken 8, which will be, like I said, for regular people. And then you got tag tournament, which is only for Evo. I mean, it just makes it much better for
And then
the hard.
I think the Evo community would feel like they're catering to somebody. It is a no-win situation in these when it comes to these tournament based things, and to the developers to a certain degree. Listen, I think what they did, what Namco did, they went too far with like overdoing it to make the game overly offensive and exploit, and it wasn't a good look for them to do that, to go that far. But
I just think
I just
that
think that they should, like you said, stop changing the game overall to the degrees for a few, when you're trying to have, because this is the one thing about when many times if I've had fight night and I've had like casuals come in, and then if that's why I'll play with other characters or characters that I don't really normally play with or things of that nature, because I don't want to come off as a sweaty, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the one thing that keeps these people away, the casuals away, is when you get in there into you playing somebody online, and you're going against somebody that just wants to dominate you and make an ass out of you, make an example out of you. That's not how you get people in the community that don't play fighting games like that to keep coming back. You want to make it fun for them as well. And I think that when they do these strategies, they're only thinking about these patches for the people that will stay on the game. But the reality of it is that they're, as quick as they say that they'll stay on the game, Halo has had this problem for many, many years, where they say that they want something, and then when they get it, they still leave. So, you know what I'm saying? Because there's still something else that pisses them off. So just make the game that you do, and just do minor changes. And I agree, if they could, make a different version of something, like let's just say season 2 was, something, I don't know, like, I mean, they can do it, but I don't know if they could, I'm saying, how much time it would take to where it's more Evo friendly. I'm cool with that, but I just don't think that the devs will have the time or the assets to do it. I don't think so.
K Mega, the thing is that let's look at a good example of Forza and Forza Horizon. You have the diehard racing fans who will always stick with Forza. But you have the casuals who want to just go drive around and do all these different things. They're playing Forza Horizon. You can do the same thing in the fighting game genre. You have the hardcore who's got the tournament stuff, which is going to be, I got to dominate you online, point blank. So look at Virtua Fighter 5 that's now on Steam. That's strictly, no, I don't think it's a story. I think it's just straight up online.
Straight up online. Yeah.
Yes. So that is what
you've really got too.
Yeah, that's what you have for your tournament people. Your strictly online stuff, no story, no nothing. These are your fighters. It's balanced for people who are doing tournament style stuff. Then for everyone else that wants to have an actual story, you make that other version where this is your story, these are your characters, these are your other things. Yes, you can have some online stuff, but it's not for the sweaties.
I mean, I get it, and I think and every fighter does that to have a casual mode. But see, this is the problem. The people that wants to practice, they go into the casual mode. So they can go, so they can get their skills ironed out to go into rank. it's it's a no-win. That's what I'm saying. It's a no-win situation for, seems like, for the casuals, unless they stay on the game and learn and play. That's the thing right there. Is that that's just,
But the whole point of a
yeah.
casual is that you
It's
don't have the time for
they
it
don't have the
because,
time to dive in. Right, right,
like for
right.
me, obviously I've got nursing school and I've got to deal with that consistently, and I don't have that much time to myself. So now when I do have that time to myself where I can sit down, relax, chill, okay, I'm going to find something that's not going to make me so damn stressed out, because if I'm going to go online and fight somebody, oh god, no. I need to first have it where I'm not as stressed, and I want to make sure that I'm going to have a good time. I want to have fun.
Yeah,
But then if I do feel like I want to go online and I want to dominate, I'm going to make sure I have like a week or 2 weeks off, because that's the only way that I'm going to actually feel better playing this game. If I'm busy in my life, if or how about this? If I say I have a life, that means I'm not going to be online doing anything with anybody. But if I don't have a life, yeah, I'm going to be online doing all this stuff and trying to be at the top of the leaderboards.
yeah.
That's just plain and simple. And as a casual is not going to constantly be online trying to dominate the leaderboards. A casual is just going to say, oh, I want to go online. I want to have fun. I want to play. I want to enjoy myself and get off and do what I got to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. No, you're right, and see this. I think that what Tekken did with this, with the story mode, by adding more story, they borrowed a page from Mortal Kombat, and that's what bring the casuals back to where they just want to play the story and not want to. And I don't know how long the story is. I haven't played the extended story yet. I but that's another way to bring the casuals back. By doing something like that. It's just that when it comes to and there's no really way, there's no way to police it, to where if you just have casuals in with casuals, you can't avoid not having a sweaties in there that's going to that want to dominate, to have their record look great. Like, it's that's the one thing that this just can't be policed. And it sucks. It sucks. And that's, but I mean, but over patching everything and doing all these other different changes, it's definitely going to run casuals away. And these fighting games, and these shooters, they need the casual market. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a tough dilemma for fighting games, no doubt about it. It's a tough dilemma for shooters and for fighting games. Like, I mean, COD has a perfect balance that works really well for it. Battlefield had that perfect balance until they tried to do something greedy. EA wanted them to be greedy instead of using the formula that's worked for Battlefield.
Killer
Halo.
Instinct had a good system
Oh yeah. Killer Instinct had a
with
great system. Yeah,
with the
yeah, no.
combo breakers and stuff like that. And then you can
Well, they've
also,
always had that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And then other fighters have borrowed from what Killer Instinct did, with the having free players hop in, and then you could buy the individual player, or you could buy the pack, or you get a free day or week or whatever. Um, it's a tough deal. Like I said, and that's why I wanted to show me playing Tekken during the season 2, from what I was playing last night. I played for the last 2 days, but I just wanted to let people see it from their point of view. Like, I mean, I'm going to keep playing it. I'm not, regardless, because every time I've been playing Tekken ever since the very beginning. So it's like I've always had to adapt. Every Tekken has been different since, I mean, from Tekken has been different. They have the legacy moves, but they always have something different added to it, or a different element to it. From, you play Tekken 1 from Tekken 2, that's a big difference from a sense. But then when you go from Tekken 2 to Tekken 3, that's a huge difference. You go from Tekken 3 to Tekken 4, hell, that was a whole nother engine. That was a whole different game, pretty much. Then you go from Tekken 4, Tekken 5, then you got the tag. Well, hold on, was the tags after? I think Tekken 4 came after the tags, or the tag. I can't remember. It's been so long. I'm old now. But but then you had the Tekken tags. Then you had Tekken tag, the Tekken tags, and then it was Tekken 5, I think, after that. But regardless, it's one of these things where it's just tough. It's just tough. I think that the one thing to get casuals to come is to do with the Mortal Kombat what Mortal Kombat does is have that story mode. And then you bring cool extra. You bring cool DLC characters, and you just and then like I said, the one thing that I ain't going to complain about, I'll complain about it in rank. It shouldn't be in ranked. What Big Bad Mo said, I totally agree. There shouldn't be the one button attacks in ranked. That should only be in casual mode. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So
Actually,
that
wait
yeah
a minute. I don't even
yeah.
think that it should be on any type of online mode. It should actually be only when, say, for instance, you're playing a story mode or you're playing in the dojo. Yeah, that's where your one button stuff should be.
No, because this people ain't. It's like you said, people ain't gonna have the time to want to learn and go through and learn because each character in Tekken has about 100 moves, anywhere from
Right.
80 to 100 plus moves. Plus, you have cross ups, you have all different types of things that you want to learn within that abilities on how you block, reading the frames of which means reading how the character you're going against learning their move set so you can defend it when you see it, stuff like that. So it's a lot there. So you want to learn to be more defensive, but also maybe not having to learn to do a crazy combo. And people might not just have the finger strength or muscle memory to know how to do a 5 hit 10 hit, especially 10 hit or 3 hit combo. Like I mean, some people say, well, you just hit 3 buttons or whatever. People don't have the time for all that, right? So I I feel that in the casual mode, yes, have your one button attacks, but if you're playing ranked, um, it needs to be a cutoff from the one button attacks at a certain point. Like I say in Tekken, it should be after you get past a assailant, then everything after that you gotta, because at that point you should be involved into the game that much to where you want to learn that character or character's moves. When you get into the same thing with Street Fighter, when you get into once you get past a certain point and a certain rank in Street Fighter and rank, then you shouldn't have used the casual the casual thing. So because it's just like what Sapo was talking about. What's going on with you, child of God? What's happening with you, brother? Thank you for coming through. It's just like what Sapo said. Street Fighter has come a long way. He says, but the throw loop needs to go. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's, the throw, a lot of people use the throw loop. See, and that's crazy because as much as I use the throw loop in Tekken, I don't use it as much in Street Fighter. Because I want to try to learn moves to offset that. But I'm a person that likes to grab. I'll grab your ass, but it's like I said, it's a tricky, slow,
Oh,
and it's like to grab that ass. Oh, anyway, yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, no, that's a interesting point of view, Viper. I think that. I don't know. It's a problem that fighting games have with trying to keep casuals on there. I mean, and also it's just the way that the atmosphere is as well. Some people just don't have patience, anymore. You know what I mean? Like some people will be on a game for so long and then they're gone unless it's just that particular game. Like my one homeboy, he is still to this day playing ESO.
oh
He
dear God.
that's all he plays. That's all he plays. I'm like, bro, the new Call of Duty is solid. You know what I'm saying? Black Ops 6 is solid. You need to get on. All right, man. It's in Game Pass. All right. I'm like, man, I still see you on ESO. I'll hop on here a little bit. Man, I'm like, never mind. I don't even ask no more. So I'm just like, hey, listen, I'm gonna just do my own thing, right? So, unless it's one of those games that people just can sit there and just play in consistently, then it's just different. And that's the one thing about where I will never argue with a single player gamer that really despises online games. Is that like, yeah, single player games are important. Just the thing to me is just that they're just where the money is multiplayer games. So always have been, always will. Too. So
Well, the game that I've recently was playing is man, oh my goodness. I mean, what you talked about south of midnight yesterday. Oh my
Yes,
God.
yeah. I want to
Whew,
get your thoughts about that. Yeah, like it was a good conversation about the fighting, but yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts about South of Midnight. I was really excited to hear your point of view of that.
man, I'm telling you. As a person of color,
Mm,
come on now.
talk about it.
This right here,
Hmm.
this type of woke I want to see. I don't give a damn. I don't care about anybody else that want to say, "Oh, everything is becoming woke and this DEI BS." No, 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 no. First of all, this is a movie about the South, right?
Yes.
So you southern racist out there, I'm gonna call you out right now because this is talking about your heritage. This is talking about your lifestyle. This is in Louisiana, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, most of y'all that's from the South that want to still talk about DEI, y'all got black folks down there too. They talking just like you.
That's where the
They may
majority of
not
black
look
folks is out here in the South. So
exactly. So the thing is, they may not look like you, but they talk like you. They got the same type of lifestyle
yeah,
as you
yeah.
do.
The catfish, that's a white man's voice.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's
So
plenty of white folk I hear talk like that out here in Oklahoma. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So well, just all over in the South, pretty much. I know some people
And
don't consider Oklahoma the South for some reason. I don't know why, but
and the funny
it's
and
the
the funny
South.
thing is about the whole game. I mean, so far I think I'm just about to see the witch, but I'm not going to spoil anything yet. But she helps out white folks. So you mean to tell me you don't like a black woman helping white folks out? She not only was going through dealing with the Underground Railroad, which, like I said, that hit me really hard. I was like,
Yeah,
I
you
had to
you you
stop.
you hitting spoilers though. But go ahead. That's
No,
fine. That's
no,
fine.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no. That's at the beginning.
it is at the
That's at the
beginning. It is at the beginning. It
yeah.
is at the
So
beginning. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not hitting
Yeah.
any other. I'm not hitting spoilers, but like
Yeah.
the Underground Railroad stuff, that like I had to stop the game for a second and then just like
Oh yeah,
breathe.
that is definitely in the beginning. Yeah, yeah, that is in the beginning. That is. You're right.
But I mean, like later on, and these are no spoilers, but majority of the time she helping white folks.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
you think that this is strictly about a black person? You think this is strictly about black culture? There's white folks in this thing too. And the problems that they go through, she is willing to help them out. As a weaver, she's helping them out solve their problems or even understanding their problems. And you think this is a bad thing? Come on now. Come on.
Right. No,
this whole this
it's a spectacular game. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, it's a really spectacular game. But the thing that you got when you got people wanting to bash the game and say, "Oh, it's more Sweet Baby Ink stuff." Yes, I don't have a love for Sweet Baby Ink, but this one that they've worked on, this one's good. This one is good.
They cooked. Yeah, they cooked on this game. They really cooked on it. I mean, and this is what I said. I don't know if you heard me when I said this yesterday. I said this is, and I don't have a problem with Sweet Baby Ink. But I said this though. I said this is where Sweet Baby Ink shines, working
Yes.
with women and people of color. It doesn't matter what color that person is in females, right? But with Spider-Man 2, not so
Hmm.
much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're talking about white male protagonists, maybe not so much for Sweet Baby Inc. to sit there and do it. Even though I know that it was basically, maybe one of their things was with Mary Jane or something like that, and making her OP like that or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Maybe that's not their strong suit, but when they're dealing with something with women or people of color, that's where they shine and their skills come out. And so,
Okay,
yeah,
so
no, they did cook.
I agree with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna go even further.
All right.
So what they did in God of War,
Mm-hmm.
Ragnarok,
Yeah.
no, don't work on that.
See,
That's white
I haven't
folks.
I haven't beat Ragnarok yet, so I don't know what all happened in Ragnarok. So yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you want to avoid the whole backlash, don't work on games that it's already established
Mm.
and you already know that it's full of white folks. And yeah, if there's no need for black folks in there, fine.
Did
Just
Sweet
don't
Baby
work
Inc.
on
work
it.
on Spider-Man 2018 though?
No, they worked on Miles Morales and they
Okay,
worked on Spider-Man 2,
they
but they didn't
cooked.
work on the original.
They cooked on Spider-Man, on Miles Morales though. They cooked.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
story
because
was
it's a
so
it,
good. It was better than
because you have a
the
black
2018
Puerto
story.
Rican protagonist.
Right, right.
That's
That's what I'm
why.
saying. Like, yeah, they were people of color and women. They cook. It's just that, when, and I get it, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, the one thing and I think it's vice versa both ways. You don't want all white casts, or I'm not
Mhm.
all white casts, all white developers and people that do this research to try to pinpoint a black culture or Latino culture or
Right, right.
Native American culture or Asian culture. It's the same thing goes that you don't want to have, a black person or a Latino or whoever, a person of color to try to do, or a woman to try to talk about a white male protagonist or any other type of thing. So that's why I say, like, that's why diversity in gaming is so important. That's why when
Mhm.
these dumbasses get out here and start, yeah, I just want to see big titties and ass and just white men running around running the show. Shut up.
So
We're beyond that.
I'm gonna go even
We're
further for
beyond
what you
that.
said.
Yeah.
I think Sweet Baby Inc. should have had a hand in the development of Forspoken because you got Japanese people trying to
Hello,
tell
bro.
you got
Speak on
Japanese
it.
people trying to think
Speak
that
on it.
they know what a black
Speak on
person
it.
should act like. You
Yes.
know,
Speak on it.
they should have been involved in with Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed Shadows so that they can be a little bit more, you
Well,
know, have you know,
Assassin's Creed Shadows has not been a problem so far. Now, again, I'm only playing with Norori right now. I've got like 17 hours in it, but I've only been playing with Norori. It starts off right so far with Yasuke. I don't know what's going on yet with Yasuke. I'm just with Niori right now. I'm running around and just going into caves and doing all kinds of shit with Niori. So, and everything is perfect on that end right now. So I can't speak on that yet. So.
so but here's the thing.
Mhm.
If you have Sweet Baby Inc. interacting with the Japanese market and
Mhm.
stating that, hey, you guys, the way that you're trying to portray a black person, like look how they portrayed Barrett in Final Fantasy VII.
That's what I was gonna
Look
say.
at
You need Sweet Baby Inc.
mhm.
for Barrett
Yes,
for Final Fantasy VII. Like that was some
you needed
bullshit.
them for
And
you needed them
Forspoken.
for Forspoken because
Yes.
now you shut down the studio because the game sucked.
No, the game
Come
didn't
on now.
suck. The game didn't suck,
What
brother. Don't do that. Don't do
what
that. The game didn't suck.
I'm talking about look at how abysmal it was, and
Yeah.
now their studio is shut down. So
Right. Well, yeah.
in
When
certain
you had
cases,
the person from Ubisoft, from I'm not from Ubisoft, but from Square Enix
say
talking about
mhm.
well, I forgot her name now. She has a hippity hoppity walk. Like that
Yeah.
ain't it, Jack. That ain't it, Jack. That ain't it. And the way that they projected her in the beginning of the game was absolutely tasteless to
Yes,
me. I
exactly.
hated the way that they portrayed her. Now they got her right towards the middle end of the game,
Hmm.
but at the beginning it was an insult. It was very. I was getting mad. I was getting real mad. Like, man, if you don't get this girl to start acting accordingly, I was getting pretty pissed off at the direction of the writing or her dialogue and stuff like that. But anyway, continue. I'm
Well,
sorry.
yeah, but the fact is that you know, Sweet Baby Inc. has their place and time
Yeah,
for certain things. Now, if you want to create a brand new IP, like South of Midnight is a brand new IP,
yeah.
then yes, you can put them all in there and say, all right, let's come up with an idea and let's make it authentic and let's make it enjoyable. What they've done with South of Midnight, oh dear God, let's do some more. Just like you said yesterday, let's make this a franchise. Because I honestly believe, just like you do, that South of Midnight does need to be nominated for Game of the Year. Even though it's a short experience,
Mhm.
I'm not done with it yet, but even though it is a short experience, I still think this should be nominated for Game of the Year.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
obviously this one has more depth in it than that stupid cat game they nominated for Game of the Year.
Oh,
Do you
Stray?
remember?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, 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 yes. Oh, by far, yes.
this has more depth than let me see, what's another game they nominated for Game of the Year that really didn't have anything in it. um there's a ton.
There's a ton. Yeah, there's a ton. But yeah, Stray is probably the best one.
I'm like, good lord.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, you have the okay. How about this? You've got the formula going for Game of the Year: third person, action adventure,
Mhm.
story based adventure game, almost a movie style game, and you got a ton of cutscenes too.
Yep. Yeah. No,
So
it's a great game. Great
so
game.
this basically should be not one of the nominations for Game of the Year because so far Sony hasn't produced anything. Has Nintendo produced anything besides high prices? Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on.
Yeah, no,
So
I feel you on that. Listen, and I know that Sweet Baby Inc. is not just pertaining to black women. Like there's white women there, there's
right.
Latino women. There's I don't I think there might be some men there on the staff too, but it all stemmed from when, and this is what annoys me about the whole hate towards Sweet Baby Inc. But we're gonna let everybody else slide. For instance, from what the lady that I guess that's in charge of Sweet Baby Inc. She said some things that was deemed racist and out of place, talking about white folk, right?
Hmm.
And that can be from anybody's perspective of how they feel about it, whatever. You don't have to like it. I think I can't remember exactly what she said, but I didn't condone it either. I thought, like, you know what, listen, you can't be out of pocket like that, you knowing the climate of what's going on. But at the same time, you got the person from Moon Studios that said the crazy shit that he said, and we ain't get the same type of hoopla from those same people that was over here talking about, oh, race is this, race is that. No. Old dude was out of pocket and was saying racist shit, and yet you allowed that person to still. And matter of fact, you even was promoting the game, his game that's coming out. And it was so egregious that Microsoft said, "Nah, we cutting ties, bro. We keeping this franchise because it's our franchise, but you can go on and move on." So, and it goes further on. There's more people that sit here and talked about, well, I'm not doing DEI, and there's no DEI in this studio. Well, then I'm not buying your fucking game. If you're gonna sit there and want to use DEI as a trope,
Hmm.
to try to cater to these assholes out here that are low key racist or just low key trying to make money because there's a group of people that are shitty, that just wants to divide people, then I'm not buying your game. So again, I'm not buying. I'm not going to promote it. I'm not even going to talk about it. So the hell
It's the
with you.
same that
But
goes for it's the same that goes for Final Fantasy 16. How when people said if
right,
there's why is there
yeah.
no black folks, and they're
Do I
like,
want to play
well,
Final Fantasy 16? Absolutely. It looks great. I still ain't gave no money for it. I am, if it's on Game Pass, I'll play it. If it comes up on something where I can play it through a subscription that I'm already paying for, cool, I got you. But me paying money for Final Fantasy 16 after you double down for making a mistake talking about Black history like that, like, no. It just, and for people who don't remember me being um that was upset about what was going on between Final Fantasy 16, what the developer was saying. He all he had to say was that I just wanted to make a game full of white people that followed off of from a great show like Game of Thrones. I ain't got no problem with that. Make your cast all white. I don't care. I'm here to play the game. I don't care what color they are. But don't double down when you sit there and you brought up history and then you got corrected even by the
mhm.
gaming journalist that was there, saying that there was no black people in that era, in that time, in that zone when there were black kings and black queens out there. And then you say, I said what I said. I'm standing on it. I'm standing on that. I'm standing on this business too. I'm not buying your fucking game. So that's where my thing is on that. There was people that tried to give me pushback. There ain't no pushback. You know what I'm saying? You can sit there and you can cater. There's plenty of coons out there that sit there and we see with the MAGA hats on. Ain't nobody gonna say,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not one. So therefore, I'm not gonna let this. I'm not gonna let no. I don't care who the hell he is. I'm not gonna sit there and let you lie on history. We already got enough of that problem already. We're not gonna lie on history and then you're gonna double. Instead, just say, oh man, my bad. I didn't know. My apologies, we moving on. No, the arrogance of some of these people is crazy. And I'll be damned if I sit there and spend my money on these arrogant fucks that want to constantly berate and make it seem like, oh, I don't need your money until they do need your money. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, shut down their studio. Then we'll see if they're gonna wanna cater to us or not.
Yeah, Big Bad Moses in chat saying he's loving South of Midnight and Split Fiction. I am very excited about Split Fiction. I hate what EA did. I hate the way that they did it because I was looking forward to it in my EA Play. I was like, oh, I can't wait to play this. And then they said, nah, man, we ain't putting this in EA Play yet. I'm like, so I had to keep my budget because
you do realize the friend code or the friend friend version of the game is free. So just download that and then like play with somebody who actually has the game.
Yeah, I thought you had to. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't download the friend version. I just wanted the game.
I have the friend version, but I don't have the game itself.
Oh,
so I'm wondering if two friend versions can work with each other.
No, that ain't gonna happen. They ain't, you know, no, that ain't gonna happen. The EA got that locked down. You're gonna have to have a license to where you buy that game. So I know my daughter, she bought it because I told her about it, and so she bought it, and she talked about how fun it was. She was playing it with her boyfriend. So she was talking about, that's a really fun game. I'm glad you recommended it. I'm like, damn, I ain't even played it yet because I really was excited about it. But I forgot there was two games that I got Ronin because I said I wanted to get Ronin, and then there was another game. Was it Assassin's Creed? It was something I can't remember, but I was like, I'm not buying this now when I was expecting it to be an EA Play. But here's what it is. I'll pick it up on wholesale.
Well, when you get the game, then you let me know so I can jump in and play. Because any of those two-player games, I cannot find anybody to play any of those two-player games. Okay. I seriously can't.
Well, so I'll get it, and I want to play because I have that It Takes Two or the two where his first game, that guy's first game where they were
in prison.
Where they were in prison and he broke out of prison.
I got those two games. I've got It Takes Two and
I got A Way Out. Two. So we need to play those. We need to play those because I got them both and I haven't even booted them up. Like so, I got them both. So yeah, we need to play those. So yeah, I'll eventually get the Split Fiction because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a game I got to get.
Well, I'm probably gonna get that too when it goes deeply on sale.
Well, I'll get it when it gets on a sale on a price that's right. I'm not, I've gotten cheaper for sure, but I ain't waiting for it to drop to $8 and then I'm copping. I'll cop it. I'll cop it at some point.
I'm telling you, everything that I'm starting to do now, I'm watching my money. And the thing is, if a game is $100, or like 120, like the ultimate editions.
Oh no!
All that stuff. I'm waiting for that to go down to 40.
Bro, I ain't no way I'm paying I'm not paying. I don't pay $70 for games now.
Exactly.
For Ultimate Editions is different. I'm cool with that. I understand that.
Those are still I'm waiting for those, the Ultimate Editions, to go down to as low as 40, or probably even lower.
Yeah, no. I'm cool with that, but I'm just saying, like, no, $40. Yeah, no. It's okay, so everybody heard my thought about it. Well, people heard my thought talking about it earlier. I want to get your thoughts. What's up, DJ Birdo? He said that poker game. Are you talking about that Blotto? Yeah, that was the game. But that game is really, really popular. It won NAFTA awards and everything. I don't know. I like card games, but the card game that I like is Yu-Gi-Oh! And Gwent. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the Blairio or however you pronounce it, but
Blatro.
Yeah. Big Bad Mo said Split Fiction is Game of the Year, which I think that's another game that should be nominated for Game of the Year.
Now we got two Game of the Year nominees.
We got two. Well, on. Have you played Avowed yet? Avowed.
Oh
Like I said,
yeah,
I only got 7 hours in it, but Avowed was very impressive for what I was playing. I was like, okay, I can sink my teeth into this. I really can. Unfortunately, like I really am enjoying Assassin's Creed Shadows, but
hmm
it won't be nominated, unfortunately. But it's really good so far. So, but yeah,
well, remember, you never know because here's the thing: if Sony doesn't release anything this year, they have no choice but to try
well,
to put
no,
Assassin's Creed in
Death
there.
Stranding is definitely going to be a nominated. Jeff Key, the Keighley Awards is not going.
Oh,
There's no way in hell that Death Stranding 2 is not going to get nominated. It's going to get nominated. Um, and then there's another PlayStation game that's coming up here that I think they'll be in consideration. I can't remember what it is right now off the top of my head, but um
not Ghost of Yote because that hasn't
yeah, that's the
doesn't have
other.
a release date. It doesn't have a release date yet.
Well, I thought it was coming out. I thought it was coming out this year.
They claim it's coming out this year, but there's no release date.
Oh,
So until we get a
that's what it
release
was.
date, it ain't coming out.
Hmm.
Same as with Wolverine. They said 2025 for
Oh yeah,
Wolverine.
Wolverine is not coming out this year. Matter of fact, I've seen something where from a PlayStation article that they were saying that Insomniac was tired of people asking them what the when was the when people asking them about any updates on Wolverine. So which is telling me that they're going. I think Insomniac is already getting tired of the Marvel stuff already.
hmm
I think they're very tired of it, and they know that they're locked in there, and their souls are locked in now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this Wolverine is going to do it. I can't. I don't know, man. I don't know. Insomniac seems like they're already tired of this Marvel stuff. By the time that they get to the X-Men stuff, I think that you'll start seeing people start leaving. I think that they're like, listen, we're not going to be just committed to just making these games when we have other projects and stuff that we want to do. I think after the Venom game and when they're working on probably the first X-Men game, I think that's when you're going to see the mass exodus of some of those devs that's going to be like, okay, I'm tired of this shit here because they still got to make a Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
So I
they
think
still got to do
so
that.
I'm thinking after Spider-Man 3, that's what because they started off with Spider-Man, so they want to ride that ship, right? So they want to make sure that
Mm.
Spider-Man goes out the right way. And I think before the X-Men stuff, that's when they're going to start bailing out.
Well, the thing
So
is that they wanted to make a Sunset Overdrive too, right? They've got the rights back from Microsoft because Microsoft said, "Yeah, you can keep the rights." But then when they got bought out by PlayStation, PlayStation
PlayStation's
like,
like,
"No,
no,
you."
that ain't making no money.
Yeah. So it's like, let
Let
them
me go
do
find
what
out how
they
to
want
shut
to
all
do.
these.
Let them do what they want to do instead of trying to dictate, hey, you're going to be the studio that creates this and you're only going to create this. That's going to piss people off and that's going to make them, jump ship. And now you've lost quality developers that could make your game, a success and they're going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, no. Listen, man. I don't know. I don't know. Insomniac is very talented, but you would think that unless some of the other studios is like, nah, bro, we don't want to do this. Now I don't know. I mean, but you would think that Sony would. They got enough studios to where they would have other studios work on other Marvel stuff. Like, to kind of spread it out. Like, let Insomniac work on Spider-Man and Wolverine, then let somebody else work on X-Men and something else and kind of move it around a little bit. Like, I mean, see again, see this is the gaming community it has so many people that contradict themselves. You remember when everybody was bitching about 343. We want 343 to do more parody. You know what I'm saying? And all that other stuff. Like let them have their creative freedom. Insomniac don't have no creative freedom right now.
Yep.
They don't have no creative freedom. Where are these same people that said all that? Where's the same people that was all about 343 and at the time, what's the Gears studio
Coalition.
Coalition? You make them do something else.
Because if it's Microsoft, you want to bitch and complain. But if it's Sony, you staying quiet.
Yes, and that's the thing
And
that's
now,
tripping me.
now with the whole thing with Nintendo, now Nintendo people, they trying to stay quiet too.
Yes, yes, it blows my mind. Like, what are y'all talking about? Where are y'all at? Y'all were all adamant about Xbox doing this and doing that, and no. If you're fine with Insomniac doing nothing but Marvel stuff and maybe throwing you a Ratchet and Clank every blue moon, then that ain't enough. That ain't enough. I mean, I think that which one is going to be working on Sly Cooper? Is it going to be Naughty Dog?
No, Sly Cooper. I think Sly Cooper was Insomniac, right? Or was
okay? So it was one of them. It was Insomniac, or it was what's called. But regardless, right? You're going to let them get those two titles, some smaller stuff, but then you ain't going to let them, really go out and show their worth with another new IP. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's come on now. Let's stop this. Stop this stuff. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, so I don't know. What's your thoughts about the whole the collection, the Last of Us 2 collection, and the Last of Us 2 collection is $110 for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation Pro.
Do you really want to?
No. That's I want to get your points on that. That's why we still rolling, because I got to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
I gave my rant earlier, so I can't wait to hear what you got to say.
$110
$110
for 2 games. Or technically now it's all on one. Is it 1 disc or is it 2 discs inside the package?
Hell, I don't even know if it's a disc in there. Let me see.
Because I'm looking at it right now. So let's see. Steelbook case with physical disc, plural.
Okay.
So it is two disc in there. Left Behind prequel chapter, which should have already been in the Last of Us PS5 version, which was the remaster of another remaster. Anyway, then Last of Us American Dreams comics, number 1 through 4, set of 4 lithograph art prints, and a thank you letter from Neil Druckmann. Y'all full of shit. Plain and simple. Because here's the thing. Last of Us came out in the PS3 closer to the end of its life cycle. It got a remaster, or not a remaster, but it's a slight upgrade when PS4 came out. Okay. Then you did another Last of Us on the PC. And then you did Last of Us Part 2. And then you did Last of Us Remaster, or Last of Us Part 1 on PS5 and PC. So you had to try to get rid of the old Last of Us on PC and replace it with the Last of Us Part 1 on PC. Then you did Last of Us 2 Remastered, not even 4 years after the Last of Us 2 came out. So I'm like, how much more are they going to milk this? How much more?
Bro, I think from here on out, we're going to see Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, The Last of Us, and Death Stranding, and what's the other game? Ghost of the Ghost games.
Ghost of Yota,
and God of Wars. It's no question. They're going to continue to do this, because it was like I said, as crazy as it sounds, there's a market. They wouldn't keep doing this if people wasn't buying this shit. And that's when, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just like.
So didn't Hiroki Totoki say that we don't have enough IPs in our back catalog?
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me? You don't have enough IP? How the hell do you not have enough IPs? Weren't you not around for PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2?
The reason is that
Hello?
it's the money. What's going on with you, Michael Turner? Thank you guys for coming through, checking out on Twitter and on Twitch, and also on YouTube. Thank you guys for coming through and paying attention to our crazy tales. Man, unless there's only like really two factors, maybe three, that the reason why they say this is because, one, the main reason for me is why I think that they say this is because they feel like those older IPs is just not money makers, which is crazy to me. The second reason is because they were trying to go all in with the online games, and you probably would have eventually had a SOCOM, but because of the bad mismanagement from Jim Ryan, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah, Jim Ryan.
That's out of there. That's done. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. And the third reason is because they don't care about the old library. They just don't. And I don't know, man. I really don't.
So here's the thing that it's very shocking to me, that what got them to the dance with PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 was that they got developers to go crazy and do whatever to make money and to make them popular and make them a success. Now they basically, I think the switch over, like in PlayStation 3/4 era, that's where, you had them try to push the indie market, and then that didn't work out for them. But they still wouldn't go back to PlayStation 1 and 2 era where they were successful. PlayStation 3 era, they sucked because basically they wanted to overcharge, and they told you, oh, you need to get a second job if you want PlayStation 3. So they were being cocky Sony at that time.
Yeah.
Now in PlayStation 4, they want to be all pro consumer and go, work with the indie developers, and so they were trying their best to do what's right for the community, but they still don't want to go back to the past and see what got them to the dance.
Yeah,
and that is a problem.
It's crazy that we don't have a Dragon Lagoon, a Dark Cloud, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, well, that was probably what my third option was, instead of me just kind of getting flabbergasted and saying, I don't know. It's probably, I don't know how many licenses of these games that they have, or how many of these developers are still alive or still that hasn't retired. I mean, when you go back to that,
but it's their IP
30 years ago. So I mean, not everybody is still working. I know that those are IPs, and they have talented studios. You would think that they would at least, or they would try to go in and work with other studios to try to maybe make some of these games. Like, I mean, like, these people are still, like, this is so crazy. With the whole Bloodborne thing, I think, right, because now there's been rumors that was coming out that was saying that
Bluepoint.
Yeah, Bluepoint, because I think when they had that studio, where they had the PC version of it, to where and they told them to take it down or whatever, and I think there was some developers from Bluepoint that was helping with making advancements for that game for the PC, because it's not on PC, and Sony wanted to just be locked to PlayStation, which it's crazy because nobody's not buying the game anymore. And so I think that's one reason why some of those people from Bluepoint left, went from Software and is making their own studio, and probably going to make their own version of a hybrid of
Bloodborne.
No, not Bluepoint, but no, I'm not talking about Bluepoint. I'm talking about was it no, it's not Bluepoint. Bluepoint, was the people that from Bluepoint left to form their own studio? I thought that was from Studio, where they left from Studio. I don't know, which one was it?
From Software? No,
they made their own studio, and they start making games, and I'm thinking that they're going to be working on probably something that's like Bloodborne. You already see what Nintendo showed, that was from Software, that looked like a successor to Bloodborne. When they were showing those games, and that game is exclusive. to
Right.
PlayStation so far for
No,
right
no, it's
now.
exclusive to Nintendo.
I mean, that's what I meant to Nintendo. That's what I meant. So I don't know, man. PlayStation is just doing weird shit. Like they're just money. They're money farming off of the same IPs, and it was something that the PlayStation community dogged Xbox for, which also Xbox
Hmm.
the community dogged Xbox for. PlayStation is doing the same exact thing, and nobody's not really welling on it. It's not. It's really crazy to me. It's that's what I'm saying. Like it's too many ass kissers in this community, and not enough people that come out and just tell the truth. Like this is not should not be acceptable. It should not be acceptable whatsoever.
I mean, here's the thing. This collection, is there anything that is upgraded from what you saw in Last of Us Part 1 and Last of Us Part 2? No, nothing's been upgraded. Is there a
No.
PS5 Pro enhancement? No. So you tell me why you charging $110 for two games that should be heavily discounted right now because they're old.
Yeah.
Please explain to me $110 for this.
No, there is none. I mean, Neil Druckmann, thank you. I mean, hell, Neil Druckmann, as much money as we've been, because I bought multiple versions of this game. I'm finna buy a second version of The Last of Us 2 for my PC. As much money as Neil Druckmann and them has made, hell, Neil Druckmann needs to go to these people's house and say thank you. Shit, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? A thank you letter? How many times are you going to keep milking this? Like, listen. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm pretty much done with it. Like I said, I'm not buying another PlayStation ever again. It's over with PlayStation. I'll just wait for their games to come to PC. If they don't come to PC,
same here.
So be it. I'm through with it. I you know what I'm saying? It was the main. It turned into the side piece. Now it's the thought, and I don't like the thought anymore. The thought's gotten old. I'm through with her. You know what I'm saying? We're done. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm through. I'm through. I'm through with PlayStation on that with the console wise. I'm not through with their games, but I'm through with the console. I'm done with
But
it.
see, the thing is that you don't want them to try to, you know, move over to the PC platform and start doing this mess on there. Because I can tell you right now, on the PC platform, even though I don't play this game, I got this game for free on Steam. But GTA 5,
Yeah.
do you know what they did with an updated version of GTA 5? They
Yes.
have an enhanced version.
I got it.
That
It's great. It looks
and
great.
guess what?
Yeah.
I got it for free.
Got it for
because
free.
I already had the legacy version.
Got it for free.
So
got it for free.
if the PC and
Epic Store
Microsoft
gave it to you for free, no less, which was wild.
Yes, exactly. So
Mhm.
if the PC platform, Steam and Epic, and now I know Microsoft is doing some of it sometimes. You know, if they're giving you free updates, why are these other companies charging you 10,
Yeah.
20, sometimes
Yeah.
even $30 just to update their game? Please explain that to me. Because Sony is notorious for this, and Nintendo is following suit. Because you're getting Breath of the Wild for 70,
90.
$80. No,
90.
the first Breath of the Wild is gonna be 90.
With DLC, the DLC, yeah, Breath of the Wild.
There's no DLC. There's no DLC. It's just to update it to 60 frames and
No,
1080p.
no. The Breath of the Wild is the first one, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that was the first one.
no. It's got DLC because I have the DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I know the second. I know Tears of the Kingdom is gonna be 80 or $90.
Yeah, it's gonna be $80 for the digital, $90 for what's called. But Breath of the Wild is $90 with the DLC for Nintendo Switch 2.
That's that right there.
Yeah,
this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was bitching about earlier. Like I'm like, nah, yeah, that's unacceptable. Y'all are tripping.
Like you got the like I said, Microsoft, Steam, Epic, even GOG. You're getting the enhanced version of the game if they do make one, and they're giving it for free.
Yeah. And with GOG, you keep the digital license like it's yours. You
exactly.
Own it. So
yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are they doing this? Because here's the thing: Nintendo and Sony know that they can get away with it. because nobody's going to bitch and complain. Even though you have
Yeah.
people bitching and complaining now, people are going to just basically vote with their wallets and basically say, okay, take my money.
Yeah.
That's how they're going to do it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like Michael Turner in the chat is saying, I'm thinking with Wolverine, Disney might have said something because they do not have the rights for exclusives. To exclusive look at Indiana, and you could be right. Like Disney is not batting 1,000 with everything like they were. Like I think the Snow White movie bombed. Mufasa did okay.
I liked Mufasa. That was good.
Yeah, I saw my wife and my mother-in-law watching it this past weekend. It looked pretty good. Again, I'm not the biggest into a lot of movies with singing in it, like musicals. And so when they was telling me there was a lot of singing in it, I was like, ah. So I
mean, they're Disney movies.
No,
Come
no,
on, there's gonna be singing.
I get it. But you know, and it's also, you know, I mean, anyway, you know, my wife loved those movies and stuff. So you know, I'll cop it for it, or but they seen it through Disney Plus. So, but yeah, no, and I loved Captain America, and I'm glad. And Captain America did good, so it did solid. It's already done over because I've seen people that was like, it's gonna take 400 million, it's gonna take 500. They raise it up 100 million every time when it does 100 million better. So they were saying when it did over 150 million or whatever, it's going to need 400 million for it to break even. It's over 400 million now. It's going to need 500 million. Hell, if it gets to 500 million, it's going to take it's going to take $1 billion. Disney knew how the way Disney worked these movies. They know that some movies is going to take a loss with this, that, marketing, whatever. And the only thing that they have their projection, as long as it comes out even, or if it comes out a little bit under, is still a success for them. Captain America the Captain America movie did his job. It's done very good. The Thunderbolts will do very good. Fantastic Four, we'll see. We'll see.
I heard too many negative things about Captain America.
Captain America's cold. Yeah, Captain America's good as hell. It was not bad at all. It was very good. It was very good. Was Winter Soldier good? No. The Winter Soldier is one of the best Marvel movies of all time. So it's not. So when you do those comparisons, but is it better than? It's better than Captain America. I mean, the first Captain America. It's better than I mean, and then when you look at like Civil War, it's not better than Civil War. I mean, hell, you had all those people in there. You just got Falcon and a couple of other people in there. It ain't too many, you know what I'm saying? It ain't a lot of special guests up in that joint. So, you know what I'm saying? Other than Red Hulk and stuff like that. But for what it was very, very good. Very solid. Very solid.
I think most of the people that were complaining about it were you know, saying that Red Hulk wasn't developed properly and it wasn't
man, just like it's like I was saying with South Midnight. Play the game, watch the movie, because stop it. The story was good. I don't. It's not a bad movie at all. Not at all. Like it was the same thing that people said about Eternals. Eternals is garbage. Eternals was not garbage.
I liked Eternals.
Eternals was good. If you liked Eternals and Captain America, Brave New World is better than Eternals. So go watch the movie. Go check it out. It's gonna be on Disney Plus here pretty soon. I see it pre-ordered on Xbox. I'm finna cop that when it comes out. I'm gonna pay the $26 for it. Anyway,
I'll tell you the Marvel / Sony movies that I didn't like. You know where I'm going with this one, right?
Yes.
How in the world? Wait, are you talking?
No, I'm not saying nothing.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the stream at the same time. I'm sorry. Jesus. I keep forgetting we on a delay.
Yeah, there's on a delay. There's a delay.
But no, so Madam Web. Oh dear God, please.
Listen.
Oh no.
I gave it a shot. I gave it a shot.
Me too.
And see, this was the thing. Madam Web started off really good. Like
it started
off real. I was like, I was watching when I was on vacation. I was on the cruise, and I was like, before we go anywhere, let me watch this Madam Web. Like, I mean, and so the stuff in the train I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, and I'm like, okay, it had a good vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Once they got into the forest, once everybody
Oh
linked up
yeah.
and got to the forest, that movie fell like a rock. I said, yo, this shit turned to suspenseful, wild, like had some cool suspense to a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what this was. This was,
It
I
was
said,
terrible.
yo, that it just went bad. Same thing with Wonder Woman 1984. Love the first Wonder
Oh
Woman.
God.
Love the
Yeah.
first Wonder Woman. You sit there, the first time I ever looked at old girl hot, the chick that was from Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
forget what her name, the blonde who played
Yeah.
uh
Cheetah.
played Cheetah, made her look good, she acted her ass off like, okay, all right, and
If the story was
a
horrible.
turned into a goddamn love movie, made the main villain weak as hell, and then you did you did Cheetah like that? Like she just put on a gold suit and that was it, man. Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. I don't even add that to my collection. That was just awful.
And
So
also
yeah,
now here's the thing. I
those were
do say
awful movies.
Craven was good.
See,
I watched
I've heard
Craven
so
was
many
good.
bad things about Craven. I'm waiting for it to
No,
go. I'm
watch the
gonna buy
movie.
it when it goes to like $4. When it gets to $4 or $2.99,
Oh,
I'm gonna buy
it was cheap. It was cheap at one point on Xbox Store, but
Yeah.
I watched Craven.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wait a minute, how can y'all say this is bad?
See,
It wasn't fantastic, but
uh,
it was not bad.
well, I don't expect too much from Sony versions of Marvel movies. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying, except for I guess the Spider-Verse or whatever. But I have not watched the Spider-Verse, none of them. I know that everybody rail about them. I'm going to eventually probably
Yeah,
watch
the Spider-Verse, Into the
the
Spider-Verse
animations
were
are good.
good.
But I mean, I sit there and watch part of the first Venom. I did not like it, so I was like, so I haven't
The
watched any
second and
more
third
Venom.
one sucked. The second and third
Yeah,
Venom sucked. The first one was good.
Yeah, but I didn't even like the first one, but I didn't finish it, so I was like, okay, I fell asleep on it. Um, but I was like, okay, I'll give it another shot because I was really tired when I was watching it. So I'll give it another shot. But like Bloodshot, I was like,
Mhm.
I was excited about Bloodshot. I said, yo, come on, man. Vin Diesel didn't. Who? You just want some money, don't you? Because Bloodshot I was like, yo. But anyway, Craven did. I was having hope for Craven. I was like, this Craven looks dope. And
It is.
And so I was like, okay, I'm finna watch Craven. So people in the chat, please let me know what you think about Craven. I'm just waiting on a sale. I'm not getting because I was gonna go to the movies
And
to see
Morbius was in the middle. I'll say Morbius was in the middle.
Yeah, and I wanted to watch Morbius. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, Sony has burned me with the because what was the other one that Sony had that was a Marvel movie that oh my god, what was the other one?
Well, you got Spider-Man, you got Venom,
the Spider-Man,
you got Morbius, Madam Web, and Craven. Those are all the ones that I know of, and of course, Into the Spider-Verse.
And then there was another one, and there was Bloodshot, and then there was a movie before that. Okay, Spider-Man 3 was
Bloodshot.
There's a Bloodshot, yes.
I never heard of that one.
yeah, Vin Diesel was in it. What in the world? I'm trying to think of what that other Marvel Sony movie was. I can't remember it right now. But I was like, yo, this is not it. And I was already in bad terms with Spider-Man 3 because they did Spider-Man 3. I just was like, what are you doing? Now, I did like the Amazing Spider-Man. That's what got me back hope on Sony working with Spider-Man, because the Amazing Spider-Man was really good. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I believe, that was the one that they had where they had everybody in there at one time and they just clamped it up. And it was good until the very end. And then when they did the whole Rhino thing, and I'm like, oh gosh, I cheesed it up. But there was a movie right after that. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, whatever.
At least you'll get to see Rhino in Craven.
Yeah. See, I did see him in a clip. So yeah, I'll probably cop Craven because I was interested in it, but it flopped. It flopped so bad. And so anyway, so the point to what Michael Turner is saying that you could be right, since Disney is not batting 1,000 and Sony is not batting 1,000 with the Marvel movies. It is one of these things where they're like, hey man, we got to make our money some way, somehow. hook or crook. So you know what, we'll still work with you with Spider-Man, but everything else, nah, bro, that might have to go.
Multi-plat.
That might have to be a multi-plat. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Because listen, if Sony does do what Nintendo is doing, which it almost indicates that it looks like it will, and then that means the industry will do it. That means that you're going to start having $80 standard games.
And that's when the market's going to crash.
That's when the market's going to fall apart. That's when the market's going to fall apart, man. That's when it's all over. I don't know if I played against her or not. I can't remember. I don't know if I showed that. I'll just show it again if I did. Yeah, that's when the market's going to, because people are just not, and especially if the economy is going to keep going down like it is, people are not going to want to, people ain't going to have the extra income or don't want to spend money because they're just holding on to what they have to sustain themselves. And then these companies trying to be greedy at the wrong, and this is the crazy thing. Why do gaming companies always project wrong? If you notice, when there's a recession or when there's something or when the market crashes, they always want to ask you for more money. And then they bitch and complain about, well, we just don't have, no, man, y'all don't pay attention to the room.
So I'm gonna tell you the reason why these gaming companies do it, because they're openly traded, and so the
I did show this fight.
The stock, basically people who buy stock in their company, they're the ones, the investors, they're gonna be the ones that dictate a lot of the stuff that they want to come out of it. So they want a return on investment. And so when you have, I would say, okay, the option that Sony wanted to do with all these, multiplayer games, these games as a service type thing, they saw the money Microsoft is raising with their games as a service, because that's the majority of what Microsoft does is games as a service.
Yeah.
So why not Sony try to take a piece of that bag? Nintendo, they're the type of company that they will never drop the price of their games.
No,
so
they don't.
You're gonna pay
premium.
No matter what.
They say we are premium regardless if you think so or not, Jack.
So this is what Sony's trying to do. Sony is trying to be in the middle where they can have their games as a service and have those high prices that never drop. So they're trying to get both of those so that they can make all that money and do the return on investment for their investors.
Yeah, I get that, but PlayStation games do drop. Their single player games drop like a rock, and
exactly. But they don't want it to. They don't want that to happen.
And henceforth, this is why they do This is why they do these remasters and remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
That's the only reason why Sony is probably doing these remasters, is because they can't get their shit together with the games as a service. Because the fact is they have the IP, but they don't want to do it. And yet they want to still cater to the people that say, we want the third person action adventure movie style games and the sad dad walking simulators. How about that? Yes, that's what the people want now. And they want to continue with that trend, and they don't want to buck the trend because it got them the success that they got in the PlayStation 4 era, and they want to continue on with that in the PlayStation 5 era, not knowing that things will change every single generation.
Yes.
And if they don't adapt to that change, they're going to slowly, surely fall to the wayside. And then if they cannot come up with something that's going to hit like a like a Fortnite, if it's not going to hit like tell me another game that's constantly being played.
Genshin Impact
yeah.
Or Final Fantasy Online,
or Call of Duty,
yeah.
Or if they cannot find anything to hit like that where they're getting constant money back to back, then their investors are going to be like, nah, we're gonna back out of this. So they're basically trying to do whatever they can to get the most money right now, and then they'll think of the consequences later with the community. because they don't give a damn about the community. They give a damn about their bottom line, which is how much profit can we make. It's not how much revenue, it's how much profit they can make.
Yep. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's a crazy thing. You know, I noticed something. The one thing that I'm pissed off about is on Tekken. I'm over here looking. I'm looking at my old gameplay. But they dropped our Tekken prowess as well. Not only they dropped us to beginner and warrior to with certain characters, but they drop. I was just looking like, holy shit! I was like 180 some thousand, and you dropped me to like 90. Like I was like 89,000 or something like that. Like it was just. Psh. And then I remember I went at some point I went on a losing streak, and then I got dropped to like 90,000, and then I got it back up. But man, I'm I
They're
just
trying to balance it.
I just thought about that. That pisses me off. Like I was at 180, like no 178,000. I was like 100 close to 180,000 prowess, and you dropped me that far. Holy shnikes. Anyway.
Hey, it's called balancing,
Yeah, it ain't no
balancing.
damn balancing. That's a rip. Good God, man. Anyway, I know, but it's just for idiots like me to go back and I'm like, oh, I gotta build up my character stats again. So anyway, it's whatever. That's why when it was I was like, okay, this is where I'm gonna get on this. I'm gonna make sure that I get to the tech. I'm gonna get everybody build up to a high level, and then I'm finna get to tech, and I'm gonna get my main 2 characters and get them up to try to see if I can get to Tekken God or Tekken the Destruction or whatever, and see if I can get that far. And you drop me like that, then that's not a good look, Jack. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Anyway.
And then also,
yeah, go ahead.
One last thing, because
yes.
I know you probably want to go to have fun with your wife, but
yeah, I was going to ask you one more thing, and then we was going to get ready to get out of here, because then I'm like, we're pushing for 3 hours, which is fine. I'm glad. If I was just talking amongst myself, then I'm like, damn, Kay, you gotta calm down. You must have had a lot to say. But no, I mean, with having somebody on here is fine. I did wanted to ask you one more thing once we got out of here. But go ahead.
Was it the Ubisoft comments about game ownership?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, go ahead.
All right. So I don't understand why people are getting upset about Ubisoft saying the loud parts, saying the quiet parts out loud, because we've known this since the Xbox One PS4 era, where a lot of the games that we got, it was just a license. It wasn't that we owned it. And when you shut down the servers, we lost access to it. So we already knew this, but now Ubisoft is saying, yeah, players don't truly own their games because we don't. It's been obvious for the longest time, and I don't understand why people are getting so pissed off. Yes, it's a shame that we don't have an offline mode for a lot of these games, but a game like The Crew, that should have been offline. You should have had an offline mode for that.
Yes.
Now, of course, I know that they went into some type of legal thing with about that, and so now with The Crew 2 and then the third Crew game, they do have an offline mode for that, but they're not. I don't know why they're not bringing back the first Crew and putting an online mode in the offline mode in that one, because I mean, I bought it. Granted, I bought it for extremely cheap when it was on sale.
I bought it day one.
But I would like to go and play that game because it's actually in my library. So I would like to play that game offline. Games that they had on the 360, I think, I think it's Assassin's Creed Liberation and some of the other games, some of the other Assassin's Creed games, they kind of took those away from people's library.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Don't take it away from my library. If your servers go down, give us an offline mode so we can still play the game. We may not be able to do multiplayer stuff on there, but at least give us the offline stuff.
Yes.
That's where I feel like, these companies, I'm not saying Ubisoft, because it's not just Ubisoft doing it. It's other companies that are also doing it, where you've got games that are strictly online and you don't have an offline mode. Now, I understand a game like Destiny. Ooh, actually, hold on. Let me rephrase that here. A game
Yeah.
like Destiny should have an offline mode, because not all the
Yes.
time are you playing with other people,
Right.
right?
Right.
Granted,
Right.
granted, if you want to say that Destiny is an MMO, then fine.
Hmm.
When you categorize it as an MMO, then fine. That's when it should be strictly online. And yes, there is no offline mode. And we should know as consumers, yeah, we don't truly own the game. But a game, and Destiny is just an example, but a game like that, where yes, you are going by yourself and you're doing all of this stuff by yourself, and the only time that you're doing it with other people is in the PvP areas, or if you're doing the raids or strikes. That's the only parts where yes, you're with other people and it's online. But everything else where you're exploring by yourself, that should be offline.
Yes. No, I totally agree. I think that, and that's where it's changed for me. I was talking about that earlier, where I was disappointed into Ubisoft saying it, because of the fact, I know they're saying the quiet part out loud, but this is where I was disappointed with Ubisoft, is because Ubisoft is not really in a position to be trying to tell anybody this, because they're struggling themselves right now. You know what I mean? And
Okay,
that's not
they may
that's
not
that's
they may
that
not be in the a position to say something like that, but at
yes.
least they're being honest.
Well,
I
they're,
mean,
they're being honest, but I mean, but now's not the time to sit there and to open your mouths right now, when you know what I'm saying, where they're struggling, where they're hoping and praying that Assassin's Creed Shadows do well. And then, like, their upcoming titles will do well. Like, a lot of people are upset and frustrated with Ubisoft, and you know how much of a fan of Ubisoft I am. But I mean, you just got to just keep it real. Like, that, this is just not the time to be saying no crazy shit like that and making an excuse. Because maybe the reason I didn't really go fully reading the article, but I'm sure it might have to do with something with the crew or something like that, where maybe that was
oh
the
yeah,
reason why they brought that up. So
yeah, it was about the crew.
yeah, and so and there should be perimeters to where games, even if they're online games, have an offline mode, to where those games should still have access to them when they're online, even if they don't have an online, where people can play them offline. Uh, that's
So
yeah. If
here's the
not,
thing.
then
Look,
yeah, I
look
can't
at Elder.
trust to
Look
buying
at
your games. I'm just going to go through Ubisoft Plus if you're going to have this attitude about it.
so look at Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that, I don't know what you would think about that,
That's an
but
MMO.
okay, thank you. You
Yeah.
said it's an MMO.
Yeah.
So strictly online.
Yeah.
Should we have to pay for a strictly online game, or should it be a free to play, and then everything else that's in it? Yes, there's cosmetics that you can buy separately, so that you can so-called, help the developers or support the developers. Should it be that way for MMOs, that they're free to play?
Well, MMOs is different though. Like, you know what you get into when you get into it. Like, that's
Hmm.
different. If now, if gamers want to change their language and say, well, this is an MMO. Like, okay, there was this one particular MMO that I had access to. I got a free copy of it to show, and I remember showing it. I remember not bloody. Game Down Sights, he was like, "What is this? What is this game?" I can't actually think of the name of this MMO. It was really good, actually, though. It was really cool. It was
Hmm.
from Bandai Namco, but it didn't last. I mean, it stayed. It stayed, I think, about two and a half years, and then it shut
Mm,
down. Well, it was known that it
I
was an
don't.
MMO.
I
Uh,
don't remember.
I would have to go. I would have to go look at it. I mean, well, hell, I can go look at it right now. Okay, guys, you're gonna have me go into the list. Okay, hold on. Let's
Like
go.
even Genshin Impact, that's an MMO,
Yeah,
so
that's
we
an
know that's
MMO.
strictly
So you know what?
for.
Final Fantasy Online. So let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy
Yeah,
11 and 14. Those are online games.
let's go to full
Strictly.
library. I don't know because I still have it, and it's not downloaded anymore, but it's still. Come on. Oh damn. because it's a really cool game. It was good. I hated it that it went away because I went back to it and I was like, what? And had an announcement that they were about to get ready to go away. Where is it?
Is it the one game that I bought that I was really pissed off about?
No,
Because I know that one
because it was a
I'm
free to
still
play.
heated.
It was a
Oh no,
free to
this
play. Yeah.
because I know
I,
Crossfire
Crossfire
X.
X, I still
Uh,
hold on to that gameplay, man. Crossfire X was the shit, bro. When they fixed the multiplayer and it
mhm,
played like a older COD, it was good. It was really good. They had it right, and that
mhm.
story mode was really, really dope. It was really
I,
dope. I
yeah.
man, but see, that's another example of that. Like
No, I'm
you,
talking about
you.
the single player portion of it should have been offline.
Yes,
The
no, you're right.
multiplayer,
You're
the
right.
multiplayer, that part was yes, I understand. You
You're
dropped the
right.
servers and you stopped,
Here's that game.
supporting it. But
Yeah.
the single player should not have been strictly online. You should have been able to play there's two single player
Yes. Yes.
stories that should have been offline.
Yes. We'll eventually find it. I don't know where it's. I think it's in the D's. Let's see.
And the
I think
DC
it's in the
Universe
D's.
Online.
Yeah, no, no, no,
DC
no.
Universe Online is another
Hold on.
one. That's
Oh,
that's
maybe it's in the
strictly
E's.
online.
Where is this game? Golly, I'll find it. Keep going. I'm sorry, but go ahead. But
No,
it's one of
I'm
the.
thinking like, what about the one from DC? What the Smash Brothers type DC game?
Oh yeah, no. See, that was another one. See, I got pissed off because I paid money
Mhm.
for that brawler, and I
Yes,
paid money and I bought Arya from Game of Thrones. I really liked her. I got it to where I could really compete in that game, and
multiverses.
yeah, the
That's what it.
multiverses, and then they just
Mhm.
shut it down and say we'll be back, and
Well,
then they
yeah,
come
it's
back like
on. It's
a year and a half later, and I'm like, I'm not investing any more money or time into that game. Hell with that. I'm
yep,
not doing that.
yep,
I'm not doing that. And then they shut down the servers anyway. So
yep. And
yeah,
Naraka Blade Point is another one.
yep.
That's
Naraka Blade Point. Yep.
I
Okay, I
mean,
don't think this game is
I'm
this far
looking through
down.
mine. I'm looking through
I
mine
don't think
right
it's
now.
that far down. I don't think it's in the G's. Let's see.
Pal World is another one that's strictly online.
Yep.
Overwatch,
Yep.
you know. I mean, I'm looking at all of these games,
Somebody
and
Gwent.
Gwent, is that online or offline?
That's offline. You can play that online and offline. It's still on. But I was just
I
saying
mean, I
about
have
Gwent
the
because I was
game.
just saying it. Hold on, I think it's up at the. I think it's up in the top. It ain't this far down.
Rumble versus
Yeah,
Rumble
Rumble Versus
verse.
is gone. Yeah, Rumble Versus is gone. Hold
Um,
on, let's
what
see.
about that dodgeball game that came from EA? You remember that one?
That was the game that I was going to talk about before I started looking for that one game. Yes, the Knockout Kings.
Yep.
I bought and invested in the Knockout Kings, and then they
Hmm.
shut it down, and you can't even play it offline now. You can't
Right.
even you got to go find a special area to have it. But I was like, man, I'm not doing all that. See, that type of stuff is what is what gets me upset. Is like, listen, I get it, but you want me to invest money into your product, so this is what I'm going to do, Ubisoft. If you keep on you keep on making these silly mistakes like this, then I'm going to
Hmm.
just use Ubisoft Plus, and I'm not buying any more of your games.
But
So
maybe that's what they want to push you towards.
and I said that too. I said maybe that's their angle. Maybe they want
Mhm.
gamers to so there won't be that commitment to it. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But there could be a time that you just haven't given, that I'll just go ahead and just like I don't know if I want to play it. So
Oh, you must be talking about X Defiant.
yes, X Defiant.
Okay.
It's not X Defiant. No, this is a game that was from from Namco. I can't remember. I'm looking
Oh,
for it right now. I'm looking for it. It was an MMO. Hold on. Okay, so all right. So here it comes. Black Desert. There's I need to get back to see. There it is, right here. I found it. Blessed Unleashed. That's the game.
oh,
Blessed Unleashed. I got Namco gave me a free copy of it to show it off, and I showed it off, and I got hooked on it. I played a hell of a lot on that. I got some updates I got to get into. Yeah, I knew we weren't
uh,
that far down. I'm like, man, I'm all in the G's. I know better than that. So yeah. So again, like if you got the servers on for the division, even though I know that there's a new thing, and I need to get back to this Division 2 thing that they're doing, this event that they got going on. Like there's these servers should still remain on. If not, then there should be an offline mode. Like there has to be some kind of option or a payoff for the customer to have an incentive. Even though this game might not be the same if you're playing it by yourself, but it still sucks that if a person paid their hard-earned dollars for that game, I don't care how old the game is. You know, because there'll be some people that'll make an excuse to say, well, that game is 10 years old. That game is 5 years old. It doesn't matter. If you paid your hard-earned dollars for that game, and that game has no option unless you label it an MMO, like Blessed Online. You know what I'm saying? Like hold on, is that there in queue? Okay, all right. See, I mean, I got so many fighters that I need to be playing. See that Gigabash. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back on Guilty Gear. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got the Bleach game to show off. I got to show the Naruto game. Like, Fight Night is coming back, Big Bad Mo. I promise you that. It's coming back. But this game, but man, I tell you, Blessed Unleashed was dope. It was a dope-ass game. Hold on, let's look at the trailer. Let's see if they show the trailer. That's crazy. They'll still show the trailer, but the game, you can't access the game. The game was
I can't even search for it on the Xbox now because
it's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then once they gave me the game for free, it was with all the enhancements and stuff for it, and then I paid money into it because I liked it so much. I paid into the second and third season for it. Well, I think I got the first 2 seasons free, and then I paid the third and fourth season for free. I mean, I paid for it because I liked the game so much. It was really good. So, but it wasn't sustainable. I mean, it's just, you know, it's one of the things. And that's unfortunate because it was a quality title. It was very good. So, you know, it sucks, but
see, that's you know what? I actually do have the game. My God.
It was a free to play. It was a damn good game, but it just you know what I'm saying, it just, you know, it just lost players, and because there was just so much other stuff that's out there, and that sucks, but game was dope, man. It was really dope.
They do say it's an MMORPG.
Yes, and if they say it's an MMO, then that's a different story. Now, okay, so let me ask you this question before we get ready to get on out of here. Okay, so Diablo is an MMO, right?
Yes,
it's MMO-ish, right? So
yes,
I wonder if Diablo because you can play single player with Diablo. So that's the thing.
Yes,
it's like you can play single player with Diablo. Why not allow that to, you know what I'm saying, have that strategy with all of the games, like you said. Like if Diablo can be an MMO, but you have a single player element to it, okay, you cut down the MMO aspect. It's not going to have any more patches or a DLC or anything, but that game should still be playable. You know what I mean? Like,
but it comes down to the publisher dictating to the developers, hey, we want this type of game.
Okay. And Big Bad Mo says ARPG. So, okay, that's different. That's different.
ARPG, yes, it's supposed to be offline available.
Yeah. Okay, so that's different.
Yeah, so with the ARPG, then yes, they should have offline mode. You should not be locked to online, even if the servers go down. But MMORPG, some first-person shooters that, like, your Battlefield 2042, was it 2042? I think, I don't know what the 2020s it was, but...
are you talking about Battlefield?
Yeah, that one where it's strictly... No, 2042.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about 2040. I thought you were talking about the little always online game that was 1942.
1942 was that as well?
They had a online only game that was 1942, which you can still play now today. And they got Battlefield 2042. Yeah.
Okay, so the fact is that games that are just strictly multiplayer, I don't have a problem with them going offline. I do not have a problem with those games going offline. I do have a problem if you have a single player aspect to a game and then you say that it's tied to online. That is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, you give me a single player experience. A single player experience should not and should never require online access. Because now you're trying to tell us that no matter what you do, you will never own any type of game.
Right. And that right there, you lose customer confidence on that. That's what I'm saying. Like it has to be labeled. There has to be. Now you're not going to get this now, but you could get this later to where people can fight to push to like, listen, have it in labeling to where this game is not. If this game does not have this game is online only, and you don't own this. Well, this game is online only and will never have a offline mode. I don't know how you would word that properly to where customers can understand that. But I mean, you could use what I said, but that would be a lot of words in a label. But it needs to be, but that needs to be addressed to where customers know what they're getting. If the game has like this Bleach game right here, this Bleach fighter game, it has a single player mode. Like you see, it has an offline and a story mode, and it's got an online mode. Okay, you hit the offline mode, you got versus missions and tutorial, right? You have a story mode. So if Bleach gets to a point to where this game does not do well and they shut down the servers, I should still be able to come in and play the single player mode and the story mode. That's how every game should be.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the one fighting game they took offline, which I would have loved to play, but you've got it. Yep. Remember all the different anime characters that was in that game, and they took it out.
Jump Force.
So yes.
You're gonna make me go there.
Yes, I want you to go there because that right there should have been an offline game with some online elements to it. It should have had a story mode. Because you're bringing in different anime characters together.
Well, you knew that there was a timed license, so there was no
that it should have been an offline mode. Period. That should not have been Jump Force. That should not have been strictly online. Period.
There it is. That's me and Yobi's game. I love Jump Force. I love the hell out of Jump Force. Anyway, DJ Berto Das, GRG is gone, brother. GRG is never coming back. Viper, GRG is done. It ain't coming back, brother. This is all you getting. You getting me talking with a couple of maybe ex-GRG people. That's it. But that's it. GRG
what? I'm your ex now?
You my ex, sucker. Anyway. Anyway, but no, GRG is done, man. I listen. I'm gonna keep it real. I was there was a couple of people that hit me up on Xbox, and they were like, "Man, why did you do this to me?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then anyway, long story short, I do appreciate people that still talk about GRG and miss GRG. It makes me feel good for that. Like it wouldn't be no thing for me to just say, hold on, let's boot it up again. But man, the one thing about it is that like, I just, you know what I'm saying? No, I said, when I say I'm done with something and I'm not bringing it back, I'm done with it. I just ain't one of the person. Like I'm going to bring another podcast back at some point. But
we still haven't gotten that political one yet.
I'm working on it. I've been so busy, bro. I've been so caught up with so much stuff here at the beginning of this year. It's been bananas. So hell, I can't even keep a consistent, my thoughts. So for the week. So anyway, but yeah.
But that's all right. I'm still going.
I'm getting back. I'll be getting back to doing the podcast thing. It just ain't gonna be GRG. So GRG is done. Anyway.
Well, while I'm going through, nursing school, I'm going to try to have some time available, but it's gonna be tough. So my clinicals don't start until January, but right now
I
I'm
think it's
doing
lagging.
microbiology and I'm doing AMP, or anatomy and physiology. So those right there is kind of rough. And then soon, starting in May, I've got health, nutrition, no, wait, nutrition, health, and wellness. I've got info systems and healthcare. I'm like, damn.
Oh, that's
It's
why it's lagging. It's I was over like, why is the game lagging like that? It's because of this update. Okay, anyway, keep going. I'm sorry, keep going.
but no, yeah, but it's the fact that with all these different nursing courses that's coming into play now, it's getting real. It is getting real, and it's whew, I have no life right now. So when
Yeah,
I get the
no,
time to sit down and listen to my thoughts, or even jump in like today,
yeah,
man.
yeah, no, it's fun. Like I'm over here, I'm like, damn, we going real long, but no, I appreciate it. That's why I was like, anytime that I'm doing my thoughts and you want to, anybody want to hop in and talk and conversate, like I was setting it up. That's why I hit you up and I didn't see nothing. I didn't see you give me any feedback because I was setting up for having the camera. You know what I'm saying?
You
Them
gotta
having both
call
cameras.
me. You gotta
Bro, I keep
call,
forgetting.
man.
I know. I gotta call. I don't call nobody, man. I didn't even think about it. So anyway,
Yeah, you got my phone number. You can
I
call
know.
me.
I know. I know. I'll start
do
doing
like
that.
Do like Erica Badu. You better call Tyrone.
I know. Name Omar said this is the GRG remix. It is. It is the GRG remix a little bit. So we appreciate it, Big Bad Mo. Oh man, man, this was me and Yobi's game, man. I love the hell out of Jump Force. God, I love Jump Force. Oh my goodness,
Well,
so
they
good.
Big Bad Bo just said why they get rid of Jump Force, the licensing,
It was the
because
licenses of the characters. Yeah, like like this was the thing about this game. The story mode was very, 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 very bad. The gameplay of this game was outstanding. The story mode was so cheesy, but it just if you was looking to get any substance from a story from this, you ain't getting it here. It's for just the fun of seeing all these characters interact with one another, and because it's got. I mean, the combat is just crazy, and then there was just so many hidden things within this game that you just couldn't. It was just wild. It was just wild.
oh,
So,
speaking of another online only game, which one of the Dragon Balls is strictly online?
uh,
Is that Kakarot, or is it Xenoverse, or is it the new one that came out just recently?
no, that has a online mode too. That's another fighter that I need to show because I have that, but I have that on PC. I'm finna
Sparking
get
Zero?
yeah, Sparking Zero. I got that on PC. I'm finna get it on Xbox here later. I'm just waiting for it to get to the right price for me to get it. Because I always
And the ultimate version.
every fighter that comes to Xbox, I gotta get it damn near. There's only a few that I'll say, okay, I'll leave it alone because I just want to appreciate Xbox getting those fighters on Xbox.
Right.
I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna get this Ultimate Edition and it's cheap right now here for the PC. I'm gonna get it on PC. But Sparking
Yeah, that
Zero has a
$110 the ultimate edition for 110.
yeah
That's got
when
to
it
go
was
down to 40.
oh,
It's got
for
to go
you,
down.
it's got to go down to 40. Yeah, if it gets to 60,
Mhm.
60, I'll 60, 70, I'll cop it for Xbox. But I ain't paying, I ain't paying 220. So anyway, but yeah, man. Here, so let me go here. Let's see, but you can see the one cool thing about it is that you can play online if somebody else has the game. Uh, it doesn't have hold on, let's see. You have to do a friend invite. That's the thing. Like you
So
can
this
still
one's peer to peer.
yeah. So like me and Yobi will play. Me and Yobi play, or anybody else to have it, we could get down and we can play it. The thing of it is that like the story mode still works because I was playing the story mode not too long ago just to get through it, just to say, man, the story mode because I just didn't know. But but yeah, it's peer to peer. I don't think you can get an online match with just a random person anymore. I'm just gonna just let me just pick somebody. Let me just hit random. So let's just see. Yeah, Big Mamo, this game was it, bro. This game was it. The combat was so dope. Boy, if you got matchmaking still, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna get my ass beat though, because man, if some for the people who still playing this, if you can get a matchmake, I'm gonna get cooked. But it'll be worth
You
it.
know what?
What?
I can still get Jump Force, a physical copy at Amazon for $34.99.
Oh, I cop that. I cop that
Oh,
right now. I cop
I'm
that. If you
adding
can
it.
cop that right now, cop that. You can still get the physical copy of these games. But the last time that I seen Jump Force, for a hard copy, it was like $180. I was like, nope. But I mean, I mean, I already have it. I got it this on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation actually. Um, yeah, nah, ain't no way. But see, but for it to say it's matchmaking is letting me know that that it might still be open.
Well, I'm gonna get this physical copy.
Yeah,
Screw
because
the
we can still play peer to peer for sure. Because me and Yobi play it. You know what I'm saying? When we had the time to play it. But if for this still saying match, because usually it would say online, whatever. So if I can sit there and if it's matchmaking looking for somebody, that's a positive sign. So maybe it's something that you just had to own the game for you to still play it online. That's a win. Okay. Ain't nobody gonna be playing nobody. So anyway, oh, I love this game. God, I love it. I just love this game. God damn. Anyway, all right, guys, we're about to get the hell out of here. I appreciate it. We went real long. It felt good to do something on Friday night early on Friday afternoon, and then get to leave while the sun is still out. But anyway, Viper, where can they find you at, man? Appreciate you coming on through, man, speaking your piece, giving your thoughts.
If I'm on Xbox, I mean, they can still send a message to my Xbox at RG Viper X, but I'm always showing up offline because I'm like, I'm not trying to pop online and do no online stuff with people anymore. I'm sticking to my single player games like Avowed, South of Midnight. Yeah, most of the online stuff I can't really do too much of it since I got school. But when by the time September 2027 come around, I won't have to worry about that anymore because I'll graduate. So, but basically, yeah, I will pop up on Xbox once in a while, and as long as I see a message, then I'll go ahead and return a message to people. And then that way, if they want to play a game, yeah, I'll play a game with them. Particularly, we're going to play A Way Out.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get Split Fiction. And also It Takes Two.
Here. I know I'll get Split Fiction. I really want to play that. So I'll get it. I know I'll get it. So yeah.
Yeah. I want to play It Takes Two.
Yeah, you get that Jump Force. Yeah, you get that
I have just pushed the order through.
Let's go.
$34.97. It's pushed through, and it's already taken the money out of my account. There we go.
There we go. Let's go. Get that Jump Force. Come on and join us on Fight Night. We have this is what's gonna get Fight Night back cooking. So yeah.
I'm gonna tell everybody. Go to Amazon.
Yeah, I think this is what the bat signal to Yobi is. I'll sit there and I'll play Jump Force, and he'll see it in the sky in Florida, in his location. He'll know that Mega's back to do the Fight Night. So,
I will definitely jump on Fight Night with Jump Force. And first of all, $34.99 in the physical copy on Amazon. Yes, get it, and they still got a ton of copies left.
Great, so that's good to know.
Yeah, get the physical version of Jump Force on Xbox. They do also have the Switch version and the PlayStation version. So, I mean, if you want to get the game because it's not available digitally anymore.
Nope, it's cooked. It's cooked digitally. And also, and thank you for letting me know, Michael Turner. Sir X-Man earlier was bringing it up that in which it's no brainer that I'm going to have that. Capcom Collection 2 that's going to have Power Stone 1 and 2 and other Capcom fighting classics. That's going to be all, you can play them games all online. Plus, that's coming out next month on the 15th. That's definitely going to be playing Power Stone online. Oh my God, that's going to be a treat. Also, this game was on sale. I think that sale was over. I got this last week. It's an old school classic fighter called Rage of the Dragons Neo. It was Rage of the Dragons. I believe it was an arcade game in Japan. It was also, I think, an old classic on the PlayStation 1 or 2. I know I had it. I just can't remember which or was it Dreamcast? I don't know. That's what today I've gotten old. I had it though. I do know that. And it's on Xbox now. It was on sale for like $14. It was like $11.99 or $14 when I got it. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, I got a lot of fighters to jump on. This one right here, the Naruto connections, and plus there's so many other fighters that's coming down the wavelength. So yeah, Fight Night will be coming back. But thank you guys for coming and checking out my thoughts. Finally had somebody else's thoughts on here. Appreciate it, guys. I will see you guys here coming up here when I do my thoughts next Tuesday. Sunday, without no problems, hopefully no interruptions. Fight Night Sunday. I'll see you guys later. Peace.